Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Corey, and with me as always is...
Come on, everybody, sing it with me. You know the words. It's a nice day for a red wedding. I don't think that's right. I'm Adrian.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail and never get to try again. The fall breaks them, and some are given a chance to climb, but they refuse. They cling to the realm, or the gods, or love. Illusions. Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is. Hi, I'm Doug.
I'm Mike, and if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention, or whatever Ramsey said.
You know, people have asked me why I do this podcast with you three. I just always have to say, I have a tender spot in my heart for cripples, bastards, and broken things. So as the Stark family motto says, the episode is coming.
That was clean.
By the way, Doug is the cripple.
Yeah,
Adrian is the bastard, and Mike is the broken thing.
I've had like 40 health problems since we started. and I was in a car accident, and I got fired. Yeah. But that was just in a 1 week period.
It literally was.
It started on Monday and ended on Friday.
Doug went through like an entire year of bullshit in 1 week.
It was like literally Monday morning, 7 a.m. I get up, I go to the hospital. Wednesday, I'm still in the hospital. Work calls me. You're fired. Your health insurance ends at the end of the month. I get to leave the hospital a few hours later. Friday, going to my doctor's appointment. I just drive past the turn because I didn't realize where I was. I would go to stop at a red light. And I get slammed into so hard that it totals that fucking car. The entire back end swallowed itself.
So Doug decided, let's do a podcast episode.
Yeah. We can leave that on there.
That clapping Doug did after Corey's intro, that's what nobody did after season 8 of Game of Thrones.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
I did too. And let me preface that annoying ass thing he just said with Adrian and Mike have never watched even more than an episode or two of this show.
I've not seen 1 second.
With House of the Dragon being so huge right now, and it's getting a lot of really good reviews, and I'm one of them. I love the show so far. We all really wanted to talk about Game of Thrones, and Adrian and Mike kind of want to know a little more about it because I think they're interested in this topic. They just haven't gotten around to the show yet. And I figured maybe it would be fun. Well, Mike figured maybe it would be fun to get on here and Doug and I kind of be the experts, and Mike and Adrian kind of learn some things. I'm not giving Adrian credit for this. He wants.
I figured,
but I figured with that being said, we should probably talk some Game of Thrones because, I mean, I hate that this is going to be one episode for all 8 seasons, but I hope we get around to more in depth.
We're getting our feet wet. We're trying something new.
I know we say this a lot lately, but we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be more. It's going to be more me and Doug. Filling them in on things they don't know, and maybe a little fun near the end.
Guys, welcome to our fantasy football episode. Surprise!
Click Gain Bowl, get hype.
I took Justin Jefferson.
Click Gain Bowl, get hype.
References I don't get.
It's fine. You'll understand it by the end of this.
At least a little bit.
I think we should start with Sean Bean's character.
As in everything else he's in, he eventually dies.
Really fast.
Really well. I read the books, and it was just as fast in the books.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
I knew when Ned Stark came on. I didn't know when I first started watching Game of Thrones that he was going to die because I hadn't read the books yet. I actually didn't read the books until season 2 was out, I think, and I decided, what the hell? I think it was the first 2 that I read. I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself because
keep going.
After you don't want to be where you are right now.
Yeah. After those 2 books, I realized I learned a bunch of stuff that hadn't even happened yet in the show, and I had to stop myself because I don't really like to know that. In the same vein, I have not read Blood and Fire and Blood. because I don't want to know where this show is going. I know minor details of the Targaryen family, but I don't know this whole story, and I don't want to, because so far it's great.
I haven't read the books, and I haven't got to start the new show yet. But I've seen the 8 seasons of the regular series like 3 or 4 times, beginning all the way through.
Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times myself.
Yeah, it's been a while, so some of my info, I might be a little slow remembering it because it's been a couple years, but I've watched it enough that it should be good. But I'm also familiar with some of the differences of the books, like their mother. Do you know about her?
Yeah, Catelyn is way different in the book. She's like almost like a zombie warrior.
She's a zombie fucking like army leader.
And to be honest with you, I was waiting for that to come back up in the show eventually. I thought it was going to happen, but it never. Spoiler, it never happens.
Yeah, no cool zombie witch lady. Anyway,
there were other cool zombies, but Catelyn did not come back. So in the first season, it's pretty. It's more of a dry show. They were kind of introducing it to everybody.
It was an HBO season 1 show with full of sex. Yep. And the word fuck.
I did hear that. Yeah.
It almost ruined it for me, interestingly enough.
Doug was on board when Jamie was fucking his sister, but when they showed the brothel, he was out. You know, he doesn't like prostitutes.
Fucking what's the dude that Podrick
gets his money back, baby. They don't charge Podrick.
I was gonna say, somebody told me not to get attached to characters in this show.
Don't know.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, and a great example of why. Let's talk about Ned Stark.
Ned Stark, Sean Bean's character, is probably one of the best characters in that first season.
One of the first characters you're introduced to.
One of the first characters you're
Seems really important.
He's very important.
You get backstory. He helped the king. He was like the right-hand man that helped the king fucking take over the fucking realm, basically. Like,
he was like the hand to Robert Baratheon's rebellion.
Yeah, he was the hand of the king, if you know what that
I'm really
means.
excited to watch the show so I can see how far Ned Stark and Jason Momoa go.
Very far.
I would not want to be the hand of the king, because that sounds like a really dirty job.
The hand of the king.
Well, not if the queen's doing her job. Anyway.
Yeah. First of all, Tyrion eventually becomes the hand of the queen, and I'll take that job.
For Emilia Clarke, yeah.
But never mind. I'm not going to say.
Pre-season 8 Emilia Clarke, yeah. Nah, I'd still be the hand of the queen.
He said, fuck it, I'll still do it.
Okay.
But what episode did Ned Stark make it to episode 2?
Oh, Ned Stark made it to the end of the season. He didn't. Yes, he did. Ned Stark dies in episode 6.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a short season.
I was going to say, here we go, the clicking, the first.
I mean, like I said, my knowledge is a little dated. It's been a while, but I'm just going to be looking stuff up as we go, so don't wait for me.
Oh, that's fine.
Doug the fact checker.
Don't make me clip you.
Do it.
Sorry, he dies in episode 9, as a matter of fact.
It seems so much faster.
So Ned Stark is kind of, they make it seem like he's the main character at the beginning. Like
he's the dad of all the important characters.
He's the dad of the Stark family in Winterfell. He's the Lord of the North, and he's basically in charge of everything in the North. Everybody listens to him. Everybody respects him. And he's offered the job by his friend, the king, who they fought together for many years. Ned's one of the reasons that he even has the kingdom in the show. So he offers him to be his hand because he needs somebody he can trust. And that's when it all kind of goes off the rails for him.
Yeah, because the king's wife is a fucking evil bitch.
Cersei Lannister is one of the most treacherous bitches ever to be on TV. She ran everything.
If not for her, like, they wouldn't have had like any of the problems.
No, if she died in season 1, everything would have ran smoothly.
So without Ned, this show wouldn't exist, is what you're telling us.
He's kind of the central figure that drives everybody to do the things they do in the show.
And him and Robert Baratheon and the King, like, literally were fucking badass motherfuckers that conquered this land. They weren't just, like, chilling here. Like, they conquered this, like, kingdom together.
So they weren't Cheech and Chonging it up.
No.
In a much more brutal way.
Robert Baratheon carried a fucking two-handed hammer and caved people's skulls, and
Yeah, he could send people across the room for the fucking 300-pound hammer. He was a giant.
That's probably the first time that Cheech and Chong and Game of Thrones have ever been compared.
Probably, yes. Yeah, I'm going to guess that's true.
I'm going to go on record and say that. Ned Stark's kind of like the Cheech Marin.
Like, everybody in Game of Thrones is awful, so they never would have hung out with stoners. They would have just killed them. Like, everybody and everything in this show is just awful.
Sounds like not my kind of people.
Oh, no, it's great.
What? This totally sound like your kind of people.
Until you bring, like, the incest love, then I'm back.
Well, that's episode 1, brother.
Yeah. And the worst part is, Jamie's actually a great character.
Great character, really comes around, and you really start to like him near the end.
Yeah, and then you're so pissed at him at the end.
And you're so pissed. His character development is thrown right out the window.
You made out with your sister.
Shut up.
Here's a fun fact, Jon Snow. You made out with your aunt.
That's okay in the Targaryen household, though. They do that. That's part of their lineage. But all in the first episode, you get the whole Winterfell. You meet Ned. Bran sees his first beheading. Arya shows that she can shoot better than her brothers. The king
she has that badass trainer the whole time too.
The king offers Ned Stark to be his hand and come back with him.
Bran probably won't be important though, right?
No, he's not important.
Yeah, basically, Wait, did you say Bran's not important? Yeah. Well, Bran, he's not important. You're right.
He's not. The thing he becomes is
his
very important.
Vessel is important. That's about it.
His very broken vessel.
God, what a fucking like bittersweet fucking like adventure that was. Oh God,
and, I would like to point out in the books, Bran's story is extremely fucking boring and almost made me stop listening to the books at one point.
And by the way, like, while we're talking about this, if I make any references that seems like I know what I'm talking about, the extent of my knowledge on the show is before we recorded, I watched a guy on YouTube called Man of Recaps.
Oh, you actually did do some digging. Okay,
I did. Yeah, it was like a half hour. He literally like flies through Game of Thrones as fast as he can. Like, you know, obviously without all fluff and filler and stuff like that. So I only know basic plot points. So I don't actually know what I'm talking about.
The most I looked up is the quote.
Mike knows that somebody says something in the show.
Some guy named Ramsay. He seems fantastic.
You would hate him, Mike.
He's one of the more morally grounded characters in the show.
Oh, great. I love
his
him
his morals are straight and pure. He definitely knows who he is and he follows.
Mike would hate him?
I love a character that just knows what they want and they go after.
Dude, he's like the most evil character I've ever seen on screen.
Oh, okay.
It's like not even close.
Yeah.
Like the shit he does, like you have no fucking idea what he does to
I'm
like,
excited.
these people.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go super into detail about all the things he does because it's shocking to see some of it, and I do want you guys to be surprised by a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that, Mike, your line, it comes from Ramsay Bolton. There's a character on the show called Theon Greyjoy.
Whew.
He is from the Iron Islands. He was kind of taken captive by the Starks and raised as a Stark, but not really. He was more of like a slave boy.
Oh, he was treated just as well as the rest of the Starks. He was like another Stark, basically.
He was like another Stark, but then he bitches out and pretends like he was captured. Not really. They treated him fine. He did just
he fucked up.
He fucks up many times in the show.
Well, it sounds like whatever Ramsay does. It sounds like whatever Ramsay does to him is justified.
Nope.
No.
I would wish this on nobody. Do you want to know?
Of course I do. I said
all
the
right.
line.
I'm not going to tell you everything that Ramsay does, but I'll tell you what he does to Theon Greyjoy. So Theon Greyjoy, at the beginning, he's a ladies' guy. He's very proud of what he's got, you know? Well, he's tortured horribly, treated like he's made to live with the dogs and eat with the dogs that live there in the kennels, like outside. He has to sleep with them, live with them, eat with them. He's treated as a house slave. He gets his dick cut off.
That's what I was gonna ask. Who gets the dick cut off?
Ramsey fucking is flaying him and keeping him alive. He takes his dick. He makes fucking, and then he makes chicks go like fuck with him after he gets his dick removed, and then he makes him basically turns him into a dog. Like he's so broken, he just follows Ramsey around, does whatever he says.
Doesn't he like eat his dick in front of him?
No.
Oh.
He deep fries it. And
No, listen. There's a funny scene right after he does it, where Ramsey Bolton's sitting there eating and talking about his dick.
Of course.
And then he picks up the sausage he's eating and flaps it.
Maybe that's
And
what I'm thinking.
Theon looks at him all horrified and he goes, "I'm not eating your dick. What do you think I am?" Like he's like he just pretended like he was. So that's where that comes from.
Funny gag.
This Ramsey guy sounds funny.
He just gets it.
I think you guys are he must be really misunderstood.
I'm over here laughing my dick off.
Let's just say he fucks Theon up so bad that Theon doesn't even think his name's Theon anymore by the end of it. He calls himself Reek.
And he runs into somebody that he used to know, and he just didn't.
Was it Goite?
Yeah.
Somebody that I used to know.
Oh,
Mike was looking like Gautier. However the fuck you say it. How do you say it? Hodor. See, I know Game of Thrones
cut me
things.
off. That's what his penis was singing.
I still Hodor
But you
is funny.
didn't have to cut me off.
Do you know anything about Hodor?
I know all he can say is Hodor, like a Pokemon.
I think it's there's too much. There's so much to go into to explain that.
I know I know the kid like goes back in time and fucks with his mind somehow, like
Wait, there's
without
time travel in
meaning
this
to
shit?
or something.
Somewhat.
It's
It's not really
nice.
time travel.
It's
Oh.
way more complicated than that.
Is there magic?
There are dragons, Mike, and Jon Snow died once,
And zombies.
and zombies.
Well, listen, just because there's zombies and people die and come back to life, and there's dragons, doesn't mean there's magic.
Mike, the show is sci-fi.
Yeah, it's not fantasy.
The second part of that is fiction.
Is it sci-fi?
Fiction.
It's
Wouldn't
Yes,
it,
it's
be,
sci-fi.
wouldn't it be
I thought it was
considered
like
like
high
sci-fi
fantasy.
slash?
it is high
fantasy?
fantasy. God damn it!
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So does that mean you have to be high to watch it?
Castles.
Just from the recap, there was a lot more zombies than I thought there would be. I didn't know that was like a part of the show.
The characters don't come in contact with zombies until the 6th season.
Is there like a necromancer?
Yes,
Yes.
like a lich necromancer. The snowman cometh, Mike.
Yeah, that's one of your references. He is called the Night King.
And like the entire time that you're like watching the show unfold, it's happening in like fucking what's the name of the fucking big ass city?
Westeros, or is that the whole world?
What are you talking about? Which
The main one that like all the
King's Landing?
King's
Yeah.
Landing. Like you see this, and like then you see some like fucking places from like across like the seas. Like they're all like fucking like semi Middle Eastern esque.
Yeah, like Dorne and
themed.
all them.
Yeah, there's like themed like that, and you see all this shit, and like there's like these group of people who talk about winter coming, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? It's this fucking nobody even believe. Only like a handful of people even believe they exist. But far north in this world, there's a massive fucking wall that is protected by a group of people, because what's on the other side of that wall is, well, the snowman is coming.
Is it like an invisible barrier wall, or is it like?
Oh no, it's a
wall?
massive wall of ice.
Okay.
It's a giant wall of ice made by Bran the Builder hundreds of years before the show takes place.
Mike, it's a wonderful wall. I don't know how we can shorten that, but
It's a wonder wall.
there you go. It's a wonder wall.
It only took 3 chords to build the whole thing.
And it only took 30 seconds to break it all down.
It's a wonder
did.
wall made by Bob the Builder. They just said it.
But the group of people that protect it, it's their prisoners. Like instead of death, they're given the option to be like exiled to be one of these like watchmen of the North, and they have to live here forever.
Now, some people, they willingly went there because they had no place to go. But they also get a lot of these. They also get a lot of these guys from prisons in different cities and bring them back.
And there's another group of people outside that actually live outside the wall where you're not supposed to be, called wildlings, because they're free. They're the free folk. They don't believe in the fucking all
they're
the
young.
kings and queens. No,
They're wild.
They're like Native Americans.
Oh, okay.
They're younglings.
Exactly.
I knew this was going to be impossible.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to ask questions. But
inferior shows.
If we don't make jokes, we can't really say much.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No.
I was going off of what Adrian, because what did you call them?
I said they're young, they're wild, and they're free.
Yeah. Well, no, Doug, what did you call those?
Wildlings.
Wildlings. And then when Adrian
Younglings.
said they're young, that's where,
Right.
He's young.
Yeah, okay, so that's what, like, the watch is.
Yeah, the Night's Watch.
Okay,
the
I've
watch
heard
is
that,
what they call their duty.
Okay, I posted a joke years ago, and I didn't even get it. And everybody's like, oh, are you watching Game of Thrones now? I said, why did Jon Snow go to the Apple store for the watch? And everyone's like, that's great, you watching the show? I'm like, no.
And, like, the only way out of the watch is basically death. And since he died, he was done. My watch is ended.
So how do they address, like, in the show, like, when you first see the wall of ice? Like, how do they address that?
That's so many seasons in. It's not even so many seasons.
What are you talking about? The actual wall?
Yeah.
Oh, you see the wall in the third episode.
Yeah, I guess you do see that early on.
They
you just see it and you're like, what the fuck is that? Or do they actually, like...
It's a wall.
First of all you see at first is Jon Snow in the little training facility part of it that's outside the wall. Because
they basically live
the top of the wall. The top of the wall is kind of from the north. All you see, or from the south, sorry, all you see is a little bit of a wall. On the other side of it is where it's hundreds and hundreds of feet down. When they're at the training part, you don't see a whole lot of the wall. And then when he goes up for his first watch on the wall, his uncle is up there. His name's Benjen. He's a ranger. He's like one of the guys that goes out and actually fights wildlings. He's up there, and then Jon Snow walks to the edge and looks out over, and he kind of says, I wanted to be here the first time you saw this. And then they talk about the wall a little bit. You know, he just gives you hints.
Land level here on this side. You go up the wall, you look down, land down here on this side. Yeah, it's not just like a 10,000 foot wall of ice that's unexplained in the north where everything's ice. So it's
it starts ice from there on, from the wall.
Yeah, everything north of that is all ice.
Yeah, it's not just ice in the middle of a summer island.
Yeah, nah.
I just didn't know you were talking about like a big ice wall. I'm like, how do they talk about this?
It's just a wall. It's a wall.
Everybody's like, this is normal. That's fine.
Do you question your wall behind you?
Well, no.
Well, if it was made of ice.
If it was made of ice, I might go, what the fuck?
Igloos, yo. Igloos are a thing.
This is true.
Fuck, you never made a snow fort when you were a kid?
Hell yeah, I made a snow fort, but like...
You did it. You built the wall, Mike. You did it. You did what Trump couldn't. I gotta cut that, damn it. We gotta cut that.
And they're gonna pay for it.
I think that's fine to leave it.
The wildlings will pay for it. Plus, they're all rapists, so it doesn't matter. Actually, a lot of them are, so that's not even completely wrong.
Like
that's not cool.
90% of the people in this world are.
Exactly. We are the wildlings.
One thing you got to keep in mind, like, you don't go into this thinking you're getting Lord of the Rings. You're going in and getting what you would have got in the 1500s. Everybody's shit and a horrible piece of shit.
Well, yeah, it's survival of the fittest.
But there is a fat guy named Sam that's with Jon Snow, right?
Samwell Tarly.
So it's kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Hey, Mike, to go back to what you said earlier, he's basically an idiot savant.
What's that, Jon Snow's friend?
Yeah.
Is that the guy with the red hair and the beard?
No, that's Tormund Giantsbane. He's a wildling.
And he loves tall women.
The only thing
He
I've
loves
seen,
them, yeah.
I
loves
take
big.
it back. I remember
Mike-
saying I've never seen a scene or any bit of Game of Thrones, but there's that one fucking scene that is always floating around where the dude farts. He just starts laughing. That's from Game of Thrones, right?
That was
Yeah,
America's
I don't-
Funniest Videos.
I don't recognize that at all.
I don't fucking know.
That's a lot of things.
He farts and he laughs.
That's
It's
very
just,
general.
it's this like redheaded guy with the red beard.
Yeah, no, that's when
they're riding on a horse.
I mean, it fits his character.
that's when Peter Dinklage says, "That's what I do. I fart and I laugh."
I drink and I don't drink and I take good care of myself.
Speaking of Peter Dinklage,
Peter Dinks, as I call him.
he's also introduced in the
Dinkies.
very first episode.
Yeah. Imagine if they would have made him look like he was supposed to look like.
Oh, he was grotesque as fuck in the books.
Especially after the battle.
After the battle, he had half a nose, half his face was cut off. He could barely see out of the one eye. I think he was missing an ear.
But instead, in the show, they just gave him a badass battle scar.
Oh, like that cheek scar, like
Yeah.
They could not
In
make
the-
him look how he did in the
Yeah.
books. It
In the
would've been-
book, it disfigured. Like, he was already a dwarf, and then they disfigured him further because this world is not a nice place.
So then it ended up becoming like, oh, this is this grotesque man. Let's
Oh, he was already a grotesque.
let's
man.
get a small guy in here that looks actually kind of handsome.
old Petey Dinks.
Well, if you watch the show, you'll understand why they picked him. He's one of the best actors in the entire series. He delivers his lines better than maybe anybody in the whole show.
Like an elf when he says, "Don't call me an elf." Like,
Yeah.
He's an angry elf.
He's an angry elf.
Oh, Mike, by the way, I looked it up. The guy with the red hair and the beard you're thinking of, his name's Sheamus. He's in the WWE.
Oh, that guy.
That's
He's a
who you're
wrestler.
thinking
He
of.
played
farted.
Bebop or Rocksteady.
Didn't he use a shillelagh and hit people with it?
A shillelagh. Yeah, Mike, he
Shillelagh.
farted one time during WWE and he laughed.
So there's a correction. I realized that it wasn't actually in the show. Somebody made a GIF out of a scene from Game of Thrones, and it says when you fart and you wait for your friend to notice. But it's that character that
Oh,
you guys
don't
said.
even call that a GIF. They took 4 seconds, looped it, and threw it on a YouTube video. It's harder.
It's actually Tormund Giantsbane has a huge fucking thing for Brienne of Tarth because she's a big woman and he loves her, big and strong, and he likes that. In the show, it is very heavily rumored that he fucked a bear,
Oh,
and he drank and the reason he's so strong is he drank the breast milk of a giant.
Wait, he
was-
fucked a bear? Or?
He fucked a
wait,
bear.
hold up.
Okay.
So
It's his own legends that he tells.
Yeah, it's not true.
in The Revenant, Leo gets fucked by a bear, but this guy, he fucks a bear.
Tormund is much stronger than Leo in Revenant.
Actually, if you look closely, that guy's behind that bear when that's happening in the Revenant.
He's like, yeah. He's like, that's how you do it.
It's weird how you never noticed it until you go back and watch that scene.
He's just
Son
back
of a
there.
bitch. How did I miss his red flowing hair?
Is that Tom Hardy behind him?
But one of the other huge characters that it was a little underappreciated for being the strings behind everything that happens in the show was Peter Baelish Littlefinger.
Yeah.
He has a hand in every damn thing, every damn scheme that happens in this show. He's always behind it. He even tells Ned Stark at one point, "Trusting me is the worst thing you can do."
And that gets Ned killed?
And it's kind of a throwaway line. Yeah. Well, he's pretty much the reason Ned ends up dead, but
Right.
He's the reason for a lot of
he didn't
things.
specifically kill him himself, but he orchestrated that death. And there's actually a really good moment when Ned's finally taken down with all of his soldiers. Peter Baelish turns around, grabs him, puts a knife to his throat, and says, "I told you not to trust me." And that's how that episode ends.
And that's not even like dirty compared to what he did to some of the kids.
No,
I was gonna say, does that mean Littlefinger's evil?
No, everybody is evil. Everybody in the show is evil. There is no good.
There's not a good guy.
No. Nobody is good in Game of Thrones, except maybe Jon Snow.
Ramsay is better than Littlefinger.
No, Mike, this is what you're not understanding. Ramsay's in a world of evil, and he's evil.
No.
Take every villain and every evil thing you've ever seen, add it together, and Ramsay Bolton is in a different tier. He is the most fucked up evil bastard that's ever been on camera, and you can't pull a Darth Vader here. I'm sorry.
That guy's in a different Tyrion.
I didn't even tell you that. We didn't even tell you the worst shit he did. That was just Theon.
He cut a dude's dick off. That was a Sunday morning for him.
Yeah,
He
that was
did
just like
other
whatever.
Wait, you guys didn't cut anybody's dick off yesterday?
No.
Oh, shit.
Well, yesterday was Monday.
Yeah, Ramsay is fucked up. That actor, amazing.
We don't cut dicks off on Monday.
He got a lot of shit.
It was the Skylar approach.
He was on Conan one time, and he actually said that some people come up to him every once in a while and they say, you know what, I relate to Ramsay Bolton's character the most. And Conan said, well, what does that make you think? And he said, it scares the shit out of me.
I want to go the fuck away.
People should not relate with Ramsay Bolton.
Doug, do you mean he took the Skylar approach where he literally cut somebody's dick off? She figuratively cut Walt's dick off.
No, he did the part so well. People actually gave him shit in real life for it.
Oh, okay,
Like
right.
yeah,
They hated him in real life.
yeah.
And there's many reasons why. I'm not going to get into all of them because there's some shocking, cool stuff that I want you guys to see him do.
Yeah, we just did like the lead up.
Really
And he
feel
actually he's a good character. He's just evil.
I thought you were gonna say he's a good person. I was gonna say, okay, Mike.
Nah.
No,
Very
he's
few
just
people.
misunderstood.
He's just misunderstood.
Like 5 people in the show have some redeeming qualities. Everybody else is an evil bastard. Not like evil though. They're greedy. I think that's the better way to put it. Everyone's out for themselves.
The Bolton household, every household in the show has like a sigil and a motto. The Bolton sigil is a man upside down on an X torture rack, skinned alive. That is how the Bolton
torture rack.
I kind of like this whole WWF Game of Thrones explanation.
Go, Corey, continue.
You keep saying Bolton. I just keep thinking of Michael Bolton.
It doesn't really go away. It doesn't really go away when you watch the show. I kind of thought about it too.
Yeah. This is the tale of Ramsay Bolton. Chop that dude's dick off and set it free.
What if dicks want to be free and we're trapping them on our bodies?
What if dicks could fly?
Then you're an idiot.
What if dicks are sentient beings like Toy Story toys?
I don't get the joke.
Hey, go back and listen to our last episode, Toy Story. Shameless plug.
You should, but I won't.
Buzz Lightyear.
By the time this comes out, I don't think that'll be our last episode.
No, our last episode by the time this comes out is
Grand Theft Auto.
No. Oh, yeah, that one.
Fuck! All right, Corey, continue.
Isn't that out already?
No, wait, Grand Theft Auto. Wait, is Grand Theft Auto
I've lost See, I'm all out of...
Grand Theft Auto was...
Don't ask me. I've lost track of everything while I've been like
Theft Auto is the one Mike's editing now, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Sure. No, I am.
Sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's something I've definitely... That was good.
Hey, to Mike's credit, last time he did that, he got it done in like one day. So.
Wait, you guys edit more than one day?
Well, I do like 20 minutes a day. I'd never do it all in one session.
That's how I did it at first.
Yeah, nah, I do it all at once. It's just how I operate.
Yeah, I usually sit there and do it for a couple hours.
But yeah, now I just do it all at once.
I'll eat food and just knock it out.
Yep.
I basically just treat it like I'm listening to it, and then like I hear something fucked up, I'm like, oh wait, go back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Just don't do stuff that has sound in it, and you're fine.
Anyway, torture rack we were at.
The Boltons. You were talking about sigils and houses. All the different. It's like think about like medieval shit. There was like the different kingdoms had their sigils, their crests. It all stood like for something. Yeah, well, that's how this world is.
You had like a lion wearing a crown and a sword.
Yeah, think about this show like it's a medieval show, but then it also has dragons and a little too much rape.
How much is too much?
Oh,
Oh my
That's
God.
Game of Thrones.
there's only one answer.
Any amount.
If you look at any of like ancestry stuff and like you're like
Ancestry?
Irish or
Ancestry.com.
That was cool.
ancestry.
You're talking about your favorite character.
If you're looking
Cersei.
at any of that and you're like Irish or Scottish or like anything like in that area, you typically run into like having a coat of arms or like having like a shield.
I just had a thought in my head like ancestor.com. Well, apparently 4 years ago I fucked my cousin from Ireland.
Ancestry.
guys, I think we have an app.
Ancestry.
Have I ever fucked my
When you did it, I knew you did it, and I didn't tell you.
You don't gotta be lonely when you're fucking your cousin.
Speaking of Ireland,
Oh yeah.
this
Wait, Corey, we already talked. Yeah, we already talked about Seamus.
I'm trying to segue here.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to make a clean cut. He was trying to make a clean cut to get rid of what I said. Okay.
Clean cuts. Speaking of Ireland,
Speaking of Ireland, this is where Jon Snow, Kit Harington, met his real life wife. She's from Ireland. She's in the show. Her name's Ygritte in the show. She's a wildling as well.
I'm so
This
glad
is
they
where you
got
met her.
married in real
Yeah.
life.
They're actually a really fucking great couple.
That happens a lot in a lot of like newer shows.
how do
lately.
you know that, Corey? Are you at their house?
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
badass.
Yeah, Kit Harington. He's like the guy who plays StarCraft.
Yeah, he likes the show.
Well, Doug, you missed it when we did the fantasy football episode. Brandon's name is Tom Brady on there. I said, "Oh yeah, by the way, to our listeners, we do a fantasy draft with Tom Brady. No big deal, but
He sucks at it.
yeah, he's terrible."
I find it crazy that keeps happening like in a lot of newer shows. Like it didn't happen in the in the 90s and early on, but like,
Like
nowadays,
people like meeting their significant others.
Because life is too fast now. There's just no time to find people anywhere else.
on Gotham, the guy that plays Jim Gordon married fucking I can't think of her name. Morena. How the fuck do you say that name? She played Leslie Tompkins.
Corey's usually the
No
name
idea.
guy.
No. She played Vanessa in Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. her name.
Marion
I know-
Bacharach. Bacharach? Is it
Yep,
Bacharach?
that's it. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Burke Baccarat.
No, like, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Bacharach.
Wait.
Ladies
Burt-
and gentlemen,
Burt-
Mr. Conway Twitty.
Mr. Conway. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Costello.
Oh,
Corey and I are clearly doing Austin
I
Powers.
Yeah.
see the one, two in your eye.
I'll never fall in love again.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, I think we got all that out.
Are you never gonna dance again?
Corey's laughing to a music
Never
joke,
gonna
guys.
dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Oh, shit, okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'll get down to some. Is that Wham?
You've clearly never heard of Tony Danza and the Tap Dancing Extravaganza because no one can make them stop dancing.
I'll never stop dancing in my heart.
Well, Tony Danza will definitely not be singing that song then.
No, that's a real band, Mike. Tony Danza and the Tap Dancing Extravaganza is an incredibly heavy death metal band.
Of course
Oh.
it is.
That's
With
a
the
weird name for a death metal band. I love it.
That's an amazing name for a metal band.
No, Mike, that is the most spot on name for it.
And when I say heavy, I mean like Cannibal Corpse heavy. Like beyond what, you're not even close. Way more. If blood isn't coming, yeah, there you go. Remember.
Death metal bands always have songs like "You Can Ride Two Horses with One Dick."
Or they have a song called "Basement Full of Skulls." Then later find out that the guy that wrote it had a basement full of human skulls and got put in prison. The guitarist, that's the guy from Cannibal Corpse. Everybody,
Yeah,
All right.
They say there's no truth in music anymore.
Mike
man,
Douglas.
that is 2 episodes in a row that Cannibal Corpse was brought up, and we need to
Yeah.
stop this.
wow, really?
He was mentioned in the Toy Story episode
What? For what?
I don't know.
because we were talking about Tim Allen being controversial
Oh,
and that we
yeah.
separate art from the artist, and then Mike said accept him.
Wait,
no,
wait.
no. I said Lost Prophets, not Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Wait,
right.
did we talk about Cannibal Corpse on the Jim Carrey episode? Because that used to be like one of his favorite bands.
Yeah, I don't think we actually did,
I
but
don't
it
think we
is
brought
one of
that
his
up.
favorite bands.
Fun fact in the Game of Thrones episode
For Jim Carrey.
for Jim Carrey.
We're just gonna edit it out of here and
Wait.
put it in there.
Yeah. Is 41 minutes into the podcast too late to tell Corey this is a music episode?
No, it's the exact right time because now he's committed.
Hey,
Right.
do you guys?
That's
do you guys
true.
just
I'm
wanna,
just here now.
Do you guys just want to start over and do a music episode?
No. This has been a music episode all along.
Mike,
Give
we're
it
not. I can't. No, please don't do this.
Frosty the Snowman, he's coming to the wall.
Corey, right now, give us Game of Thrones intro. Go. What does it sound like?
Da 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 da. Bum bum banana ba banana.
No.
Oh, I thought you were getting ready to sing lyrics.
Oh, dude, no, it's just, dude, that's one of the greatest, like, opening themes ever. And, like, during the entire thing, there's, like, this crazy fucking, like,
it's
animated
it's
changing of, like, what's going on in the world, so it's, like, giving you updates as it goes.
Oh, that's cool. I have no idea what the Game of Thrones intro sounds like, which is weird to me.
We just did it.
Yeah, no, but probably poorly.
No, it's...
No, it was pretty close.
There we go. That sounds better.
Whoa, listen.
I'm
I'm done conducting.
That sounds better, actually, Doug. You put a
Mike,
little
conductors
on
don't
top.
talk; they just move their hands.
I was done conducting. I did this.
Yes.
Doug's a rebel. He's not going to listen to it. Oh
What
my
were we
gosh.
doing?
That would be a fun one, actually.
Are you sure you're out of? You sure you're out of medicine, Doug? Because you
Yeah.
don't seem like you have some.
I just... Dude, that's just me all the time.
Adrian just brings out the worst. in
See, I'm
everybody.
not horribly sleep deprived and dying from like overworking and trying to like live a normal life while working.
Well, can you
Yeah,
do
how-
that again? Can you do
I'm
that
just-
again, please?
No, I'm just dying normally now.
Corey said, "Can you go back to being depressed and working grave?"
Can you go back to hating your life?
I wasn't even depressed. I just was literally beyond exhausted.
Guys,
Right.
What the first thing they say is, I wasn't depressed."
Oh no. I have
Denial.
horrible pits of
Step
depression
one.
sometimes.
He's still in
Me,
step one.
me personally, I like this Doug better, but much like Littlefinger, I thrive on chaos. You see
Me
what I did
personally, I
there?
love this. I like
I
this.
do.
Doug.
I do enjoy this, Doug.
I don't give a shit. I'm not editing this one, so
Yeah. What were you saying though?
Doug just realized he's editing. He's like, "Wait,
No,
Corey, stay on point."
I really honestly don't know what I was just saying.
It was something about like I was doing like the music thingy.
So
and then you
anyway,
were-
Ireland.
No, I was saying something, and then Adrian asked what the theme song was. I have no idea what I was talking
No,
about.
it was after because towards the end before and you were saying something about me, and then I got a little too into it.
Nope, don't. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna come to me.
All right, got
said,
it.
"I got
Okay,
nothing."
I tried.
That thought is gone.
So there was Ireland. That's how Kit Harington met his wife.
Yeah, that's kind of where we left. That's basically where we left off.
Pretty
That
much
was
the
like,
last Game of Thrones thing.
It was
we
like
said.
10 minutes ago.
No, I just said the thing
Hey.
about Littlefinger.
We've talked more about our favorite gas stations, so I think we'll be okay, guys.
Well, my favorite guest.
Well, that's important. That's important to talk about, though.
So this show is based off the novels from George Railroad Martin, right?
That's right.
As I call him.
George, I stole your initials, Tolkien Martin.
George reading Railroad Martin.
Exactly.
Reading Rainbow.
George Ramrod Martin.
Ramrod.
Okay, Mike, we all came up with something. What do you got? Let's see your improv skills, George R.R. Martin.
I said Reading Rainbow.
Okay, that's because Corey
he
said
did.
railroad.
Everybody missed the obvious George Rickroll Martin.
Okay, this isn't a music episode, so we're not all about this. Like, are we all about to sing Rick Astley? Yeah. So the show is based off the books by George R. R. Martin, but at a certain point, the show went past the current book that he had out, right?
He wrote all the way up through 7. Season 8 was the only one he didn't have a hand in writing.
And
he
season
gave,
8,
he gave an outline. Yeah, he gave
He
the
gave them an
pacing wasn't
outline,
there.
and he gave them full control, and they did not live up to his standards.
They didn't. Okay, so the best part about this show, in my opinion, was the expert pacing of how they moved all the people around the
Yeah.
world to bring them together to like for this grand finale. It
Yeah.
wasn't rushed. Like they were all moving to this
Yep.
final point from episode 1 to
It
the
was
very
all
end.
leading
It
up
was
to
all
this.
leading up to that.
It took them 7 seasons to all end up in Winterfell and King's Landing.
And together.
Together.
Daenerys and Jon Snow didn't even meet till the fucking end. Basically.
A lot of people say that season 8 was super rushed, though.
That's the
That
exactly
was the problem,
There
yes.
was the pacing wasn't there. Every episode, just suddenly they jumped. Where there would have been episodes laying out getting from this place to the next place. They just fucking jump cut. It was they were just skipping that part.
That's what somebody said to me. They're like in the early seasons, it took them 5 episodes to get from here to there, and then in the season 8, it took 2 minutes.
Because as well as those two fuckers did, I can't ever remember their names that made the show.
People call them D&D. I can't remember what their actual names are.
Yeah, I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
I think they part of them must have known that they were not doing it right. I don't know exactly what happened, but all the budget went to the visuals in that season too, so that didn't help.
Would that be David Benioff and DB Weiss?
Yes.
Yeah, Dan Weiss and David Benioff.
I didn't know what you guys were even trying to figure out.
They just didn't have that pacing that George R. R. Martin has planned out. Because
Well, I was just going to say, it's almost as if they looked at the outline and then just fucking made episodes off of the outline instead of putting details to it.
that's basically what they did. They just didn't know what to fill it in with.
What's the battle called with the final battle with the fucking snow dude? I can't think of his name.
The snowman cometh.
No, it's called the Battle of Winterfell.
Oh, I thought it was the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Do you think
I'm
the
kidding.
show?
I'm kidding, Corey. I'm
Please don't
kidding,
do that
Corey.
to me.
I'm kidding, Corey.
It's the Battle of Home Depot.
Do you think the show
Damn
would
it.
benefited by making Battle of Winterfell an entire season and then having Emilia Clarke's downfall?
Here- Okay, here's the problem: is I think the Battle of Winterfell was one of the better episodes. It was
episodes
just
though, but I mean, would it have been a better season, or do you
a
think it
whole
was
battle
fine the way
at
it
one
was?
place. No, I don't think that
That would have been, yeah. I think if they would have just, the shit that okay, this is when you're watching Dragon Ball Z, how there's extended periods of
Yeah.
time where they're just standing there doing nothing that you hate.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
Picture if those scenes were useful and actually carried the plot and helped build things and establish things, and they
Oh.
cut all that out and it just wasn't there anymore. So and this episode, they're fucking up someone at a battlefield. The very next episode, they're fucking off hundreds of miles away instead of traveling there and exposition happening and story happening and
But Goku has instant transmission.
exactly.
Hold on. So,
and used it to take Cell right to King Kai. What a fucking idiot!
how
What
much?
an asshole. Sorry, King Kai. Goku, you're a fucking dickhead. That was more of a gold.
And he never wished him back to life the whole series.
Yep.
Check out our Dragon Ball Z episode.
How much sex is there in season 8?
A lot less.
I'm out.
Way less.
Actually, season 1, it's just every episode. Then
Yeah.
they realize, oh, we have a show here. We don't need to do this.
Yeah, see, I think they started that thinking, oh, people just want to see titties. And
They
then,
do that with every
Well,
show.
yeah.
Yeah. This
No,
show
well,
sounds
okay,
awesome.
so I guess Mike and Adrian are on board.
I personally that kind of shit just kills a storyline for me. So
I think
hard.
it fell off after
Sometimes.
season 1.
Hold on. You're not wrong, because that's what happened in Shameless season 6. Is it was mostly all just softcore porn, and the show tanked after
Best season ever.
that. Best season ever.
Oh,
How
yeah,
much
there's skin slapping, so it's enough softcore that there's some.
How much cousin fucking between Jon
Steamy.
Snow and
no.
Is there?
They're not
only
cousins.
one time. They're not.
Okay, I
cousins.
guess they're cousins.
Oh,
No,
technically,
no,
yeah.
she's his aunt, right?
She's his
It's
aunt.
more. It's not exact. It's not exactly like
Okay.
Targaryen bloodline is very difficult to pin down because
Yeah, you're asking a hard question.
And in
Yeah,
that household,
right.
they're allowed
Is
to
this-
fuck their cousins.
No, this is different. It's not like Cersei and Jaime where they're straight up brother sister just going.
Oh,
at it.
so they're a Targaryen.
And they have a kid. That's the prince, who's a shitty little fuck.
All right, guys, let's talk about Prince.
I can't even remember his name.
Joffrey.
Joffrey. That's what it was.
He's a fucking-
Joffrey.
He's a cock. I
We
hate
already
him so
talked
much.
about Ramsey, but the funny part is, you think Joffrey's evil before you meet Ramsay.
Yeah, because you
Like,
meet
and you're like,
Joffrey
oh,
first.
Joffrey's just a little whiny, spoiled, annoying guy. He's not even evil.
Oh
Even though
wow,
he's
really?
a dude. Oh, he's just a whiny brat.
Yeah, I
Sounds
just
like a
know
douche.
he's widely hated, but I don't.
He's
only know-
still
I
evil.
want Cersei to know I was the one that did it. Oh, that old lady is my hero.
bring me his head.
Oh, no.
That's what Joffrey says, right?
No.
I only know him as the kid from The Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's the kid that
Oh.
Batman throws a piece of technology to.
He's Commissioner
Holy
Gordon.
fuck.
He's Commissioner Gordon's son.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I guess it is.
What
Yeah.
Way to go from that to being a cunt. Anyway. Oh, Mike, I will warn you.
What?
The word cunt is all over the show.
So much so that kid stopped acting altogether
He did?
because of the threats he was getting.
Wait, did that kid get Jake Lloyded?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
that
like,
sucks.
Game of Thrones was serious business.
What really sucks is that kid is actually a good actor, unlike Jake.
Yeah.
Oh,
The kid who played Joffrey was very good in the season.
Like, I
seasons
don't
he was in.
understand how can fan bases be that fucking stupid? Be like, oh, they're fucking actors. That's what they're told to do.
They get way into it.
They get way
Yeah.
too
Like, okay,
invested.
if you want to be
when
mad
you
at
see
somebody, be mad at the writers.
Mike, when you see Daniel Radcliffe, your first thought is, hey, it's Harry Potter, not, hey, look, it's Daniel Radcliffe.
No, my
like-
first thought is, hey, it's that guy from Now You See Me Too.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Which
It's
is a
that
great
guy- it's
movie, but
It's that guy from Horns.
it's that kid from
Or
Guns
is it-
Akimbo.
or is it
Guns
Guts?
Akimbo, yeah.
Guns Akimbo.
That was a good
I
movie.
mean-
Oh, it's that guy that was
Fucking
naked on a
wild.
horse on Broadway.
Hey, it's the Swiss Army knife guy.
Hey, it's the guy in that movie or in that TV show.
Holy
with
shit,
Steve
guys! He
Buscemi.
was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, is like, man, his filmography is really expanded.
I was just fucking around, but damn.
He's a good
on
actor.
You. Good on you.
Good on you, Daniel Radcliffe.
That's
Talk about three child actors that went on to have no problems in life and actually be well-adjusted human beings.
Elijah Wood, Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, all right. Are you talking about all the Harry Potter kids?
Yeah, all three of them.
Oh, okay. I thought you actually were challenging me. I'm like Elijah Wood, Daniel Radcliffe.
Macaulay Culkin.
What's his name?
No, he had problems.
Rupert
What's his
Grint?
name? The kid who played not Longbottom, Matthew
Matthew Lewis.
Lewis. He's actually
Oh.
he's actually going to be in a couple things. He's about to
That
play Edgar
motherfucker-
Allan Poe.
After he got to take off his fat suit, people started voting him the sexiest man in Hollywood. It was
After he
like,
took off
damn,
his fat suit.
they were doing it. He literally wore a fat suit. For
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
one movie.
Dude,
It's just
and
funny.
then Tom Felton, he kind of looks like a bum now. Like in
No.
the
We
stuff he
went
does.
over this. We looked at different at pictures, and you're like,
Well,
oh,
no,
that's
like,
just a fat dick.
when he does live stuff like playing guitar, he doesn't give a shit what he looks like.
No, yeah, he's got a Keanu Reeves thing about him where he doesn't buy anything high end and he just
He
kinda
just does
chills.
his own thing, man.
Yeah.
No, he's actually really talented as a guitar player too.
In the early movies, fucking Neville Longbottom looked like a fat cunt.
Good. Yeah,
And
they
if-
gave him
and if they weren't-
fake shitty teeth and a fat suit.
If they weren't kids movies, they would have called him cunt so many
Oh,
times.
they definitely would have.
They did that.
Fucking Neville, you cunt asshole.
They did that to they did that to Emma Watson though too. They tried to make her look as ugly as possible.
Nah, they just frizzed her hair. out.
They just gave her frizzy hair. They could have
Jesus,
really made
Mike,
her look
your
ugly.
standards are high. They made her look so fucking ugly. They frizzed her hair up.
You know who looked disgusting? Scarlett Johansson in the Avengers.
She could have had at least like 0.1% less body fat in that suit. Let's be real.
She could have showed way more cleavage.
Cleavage McNamara. All right. So the thing about Joffrey, right? Or anything that has to do with Game of Thrones.
I expected this.
Yeah. Corey, are you really surprised
By what?
by this?
No, not at all.
Joffrey thinks the king's his dad and his mom is the queen, which is Cersei, but she's actually fucking her brother who just the whole time, and they're keeping a secret.
All three of Cersei's children that they all think is with Robert Baratheon is all with Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
Wow, she's
But-
a whore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She likes it. Okay.
A lot like Scarlett Johansson in Avengers.
And that's before she gets into the weird necromancer shit later on.
So then she starts sleeping with zombies.
Oh no! Well, maybe I don't know. The mountain, maybe
yeah. There's a possibility the mountain got in
Yeah.
there a couple times.
that Clegane brother was pretty ripe by the time the final season.
From what I'm hearing, she probably doesn't care what they smell like or what they look like.
Well, in
No,
those
Jamie's a pretty well put together guy.
I was going to say, in those times, a lot of people probably didn't care how you smelled because
Well,
Yeah,
they were
that's
literally royalty. So
everybody smelled like shit. Well, except maybe at royalty.
yeah, they were like literally.
Everybody
royalty.
smelled like shit.
Their dad was like the super king of like the fucking entire continent.
Whoa, did he have a cape?
No, but he died on the shitter.
Nice. Oh, he got shot with the crossbow
Yeah.
by Tyrion Lannister.
Oh my god! So that's another famous toilet scene.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
It's technically a toilet.
Yeah, that's what people don't tell you about Elvis. He actually died by a crossbow in the toilet.
It just went right through his heart.
And then he went.
These are stories
They're
the
like-
Jedi wouldn't tell you.
That's right. They're like, ah, fuck it. That fat cunt had a
Alright.
heart attack.
What are you doing, Corey?
So, who's your guys' like favorite character or characters in
God,
the show?
that's such a hard
That's-
question.
Well, what'd you expect? Me and Mike know our favorite.
Well, he's not my favorite character. we haven't even got. We've talked about 5% of the
Who,
characters.
Yeah.
who do you guys think is the most badass character?
The most. It depends because
God, that's so hard.
in her own way, I think Arya Stark's one of the most badass characters in the show.
Arya, the Hound.
The Hound
fucking-
is probably the most badass.
Who killed the most people?
Who killed the most people?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Hitler.
Cersei. Oh wait, Daenerys.
or Daenerys actually.
Oh,
technically.
And Game of Thrones.
No,
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Daenerys did it a similar way. She just did it with fire instead of gas. It was more painful.
Oh shit!
Who killed the most people with their own hand without like when they were like face to face with them?
Probably someone on the Night's Watch.
There are giant battles in the battlefield. There's no way to
The
calculate
Mountain.
that.
The Mountain.
I'd have to say the Mountain or his brother, the Hound. One of those two probably.
Which Clegane Bowl was the hype built leading up to their fight in the final season after them prepping it for 10 years.
Is there a character that doesn't kill anybody?
Joffrey.
Wow.
Oh, little bitch.
No, that's not right.
Oh wait, does he kill
That
somebody?
prostitute they send to his room, he shoots her to the wall. They
Oh
show her
yeah,
dead pinned against the wall.
that's right.
He came so hard that he shot her against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Like, did you ever see the movie
That's-
Hancock?
Theon certainly wasn't.
What'd you say?
See the movie Hancock?
So you're telling me Game of Thrones stole that from Scary Movie 2?
Yeah.
Dude, when you see when
So
you see
even
lightning
John-
in a bottle like that, you know you're not going to capture it.
George at Railroad Martin's like, I need that.
Now, Mike, by your question,
Yeah.
do you mean physically with their own hand or even orchestrated?
I'm saying in general, like even orchestrated. Is there
Like
somebody
every.
Well, then I don't think there's no
Is
anybody
there?
that
You're
didn't
telling me
kill
there's
somebody.
not one person in that show. that
Everybody's
wasn't-
got blood on their hands in Game of Thrones.
Was your guys' original answer the dragon killed the most people? Was that what you said?
No, it's not even.
No,
no,
dragon.
You don't blame the gun for the killing people. You blame.
I
the
mean,
person
if you want to
holding
get
the gun.
technical, it's the fucking snowman, bro.
Well, yeah, no, wrong. He brings people back to life. He's a
No,
good-
no, no.
no,
The
he's a good
things he
person.
brings back to life are just basically.
Doesn't matter. He
are
brings
his
them back to
tools.
life.
It's no different than a
It
fucking
takes-
sword.
It takes it away from his.
No.
takes it away from his.
They have a
count.
fucking hive mind. He is all of them. That's what he is. Every single one of those. It's all just him.
That's not the point.
Guys,
From
number
the-
number one answer on Google that's never wrong is the Night King.
Well, it's right. It's true.
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
I know.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like I'm gonna have to defend every fucking buddy in the show.
You can't. On some level, everybody sucks.
Mike, this is going to be a long YouTube video. Well, let me tell you who's understood in Game of Thrones. Everybody.
Even Jon, like the hero, is a backstabbing bastard. When
They're
he has
all
to be.
just severely misunderstood.
No.
Let's see. According to
I cannot wait for Mike to try. He won't even get the sentence out to try to come up with a sentence to defend Ramsey.
Here, I'm just going to read it real quick so you guys can see how wrong it is. Fandom.com says number 10, Stannis Baratheon. 30 kills estimated. Number 9,
learn how to read.
Ty, Walder Frey, and 1-1.
Walter Frey's a bastard.
They said number 8. So this must not be direct hand, but they said number 8, Joffrey, with 40.
Oh, he was plus he was executing people, but he was making
It said Joffrey preferred to keep his hands clean. His 40 kills come mostly from fights in his name.
The one time that he could have actually fought, he ran and hid with his mom in the fucking room with all the women and children.
Do I say what a
you know
bitch.
What? That was one of my favorite moments of the show when they look down at the Hound and he looks down at the Hound and says, "Dog, get these people," and he goes, "Fuck these people, fuck these men, fuck the king," and he walks away.
Oh, the Hound is such a great character.
It's one of my favorite parts of that whole
What
show.
was it? How many chickens did he want when he walked into that fucking...
No, dude, that was one of my questions.
Okay, I've heard this
Oh,
before.
shit. Okay. Fuck. Don't forget.
I hope.
How many chickens?
No,
Okay.
You're not going to forget that.
No, because I thought of a joke.
How many chickens does it take to cross the road?
I'm just going to tell you that one of my favorite lines from the show then is at one point him and Arya, it would take too long to explain to you why him and Arya are traveling across the
and
land
it was
together.
great.
It was
amazing.
one of the best parts of the show.
They were fucking.
But
he saved
wow,
her.
dude.
Actually, the Hound might be one person with a silver lining of decency, but he's a horrible fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah, but he saves so many people when they're immorally being attacked. But anyway, they go into this little bar, and they have no money, no food, they haven't eaten in days, and they sit down. The one guy recognizes him, comes over, and he's talking to him, and he's talking about how he wants him to join the King's Guard and fight for the king, and he says "fuck the king," and then everybody kind of looks at him like, "What
and
the
then
fuck
he
did you
fucks
just
the
say?"
king.
Because you can't just say that.
And the hound says, "I'll tell you what, bring me a chicken." And the guy says, I'm not paying for you to eat any chickens. And then he starts talking about the king again. And the Hound says, "If you don't shut your cunt mouth, I'm going to eat every fucking chicken in this place." It's like one of his most badass lines. And it's just,
He just gets pissed.
and then he just kills everyone.
He's the only person with the balls to say "fuck the king" in the entire show too. Everyone else is about
That
bending the
show.
knee and king and queen and yada yada, and he's just "fuck the king."
I said before we started recording, sell me on this show. Corey just did it. I'm
The
sold.
Hound, man.
Oh,
The Hound's a great character.
There's so many moments like that in the whole show.
And Brienne, was it Brienne? Is
Brienne
that her
of
name?
Tarth, yeah.
Yeah, she is a badass
She's a
too.
badass.
She kicks his ass.
She's the only person in the entire show to kick the Hound's ass.
She
That's
threw
great.
him off a cliff, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So who else is on this kill list of yours?
Speaking of kill lists, Arya Stark actually has a kill list the whole
Oh
show.
yeah, that's true. And the Hound's on
and
it.
the Hound is on it.
Wait, really?
Wait, the Hound
It's people
dies?
she wants to kill.
Oh, okay.
Well, funny enough,
She hates the Hound.
number 6 is Arya Stark.
Yeah, she kills a lot of
Yep,
people.
she does.
They say estimated kills about 59.
Yeah.
Which,
or
Unless you count the entire army of...
no,
White
because it's
Walkers.
one person.
All right, I guess that's
Using his own argument against him.
No, I was the one that made that argument.
You using your own argument against you. Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you and I were doing the Halloween episode, we talked about how weird it was to see Danielle Harris naked and the Rob
Yeah.
Zombie movie because she was Jamie Lloyd.
true. Yes.
Isn't this the girl you brought up who had a sex scene later in the show?
Yeah, Maisie Williams has a sex scene at the end of the
It
episode.
was uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. It's with Gendry. He's one of the other...
Who was there in the beginning.
He's Robert Baratheon's bastard son in the show.
Right.
Yeah, it's
And it
very
didn't help
uncomfortable.
that she didn't look like she aged a day across all
Yeah,
8 seasons.
she still
No,
looked
God.
12, so it was weird.
She still does.
But that's... Yeah.
That's something else Shameless did that was fucking weird when they did that with Emma Kenny.
Who's Emma Kenny?
That's Debbie.
Debbie. Oh, God. Yeah.
I think Mike even brought that up in that episode, too.
Yeah. From episode 1, Arya's literally training to fight with a sword and do all the shit that girls don't do in this world.
Right.
And
And then in season 8, she really fights with.
Speaking
a sword.
of fan
You know
theory,
what I mean?
Corey, what's that dude's name that's training her in season 1? Doesn't matter because I think it's the fucking guy that comes back to her later.
Wait, Doug, did you just do the Rock to Corey? It doesn't matter. To stick with my wrestling theme.
He's nobody technically.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's him.
That's
the
Bob
whole time.
Odenkirk.
I don't think he died in the beginning when like the place was stormed. I think he escaped and kept helping her like that throughout the show.
Wait, I don't understand where you are saying
he was one of the fucking many-faced. I think he was I think he was the dude that is like a man can do this for you or whatever. The guy that came up and he kept changing. I think that was the same guy that was training her in the beginning the whole way.
Oh, you think it was her first dance instructor from
the guy that was
the
actually,
dance fighting guy from King's Landing?
He wasn't a dance fighting guy.
Well,
that's just what they told the dad.
The Hound calls it.
Yeah. Oh, it's fencing.
Was it Eddie Gordo?
Basically fencing.
Was it Eddie Gordo from Tekken? The dance fighting guy?
He uses capoeira. Capoeira, or some bullshit.
Capillaries? Yeah, Eddie Gordo uses a
his name is Syria Farrell.
Dance type of martial arts.
And I don't know. That I guess that's a possibility. That maybe he was a faceless man all along.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I guess
so he like kind of guided her to her escape.
Unfortunately, with fan theories, anybody could be a faceless man.
It's true. But they always show the body in that show, and they never showed his body.
They didn't show his. That's true. Plus, there's also a huge fan theory out there, Doug, that when that girl who was training with Arya when she was learning all her stuff, when she comes into that room and fights her, and Arya, she cuts the candle off to shut the light off, and then they show that girl's face on the thing. There's a fan theory out there that Arya actually died there, and that girl was doing all that the whole time. She wanted out, so she pretended to be Arya. But the only problem with that is Arya goes on to kill all the people that she wanted to kill on her list.
And continue being a Stark.
But that was a really good fan theory that actually could have happened. But I don't think that was actually.
Right. So what we're talking about right now is the many-faced god, which is what most people pretty much accept is the only actual god in this world. But there's all these gods that people pray to and like all this shit and like believe in, and some of them have fucking powers. Like this dude that can like spark his sword back up, and he just keeps getting up no matter how many times he's died, and it's fucking him up.
So he's a fucking Chumbawamba song.
Oh, dude, he's all like he's fucked in the head.
Wow, dude.
He's all fucking torn up and shit.
That's some soft comedy right there.
But like, pretty much everyone's pretty much come to the. They seem to the entire fandom seems to think that all those different gods are just all the many-faced god. It's just all one.
Oh, it's all one. Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's name is Beric Dondarrion. He's part.
Beric Dondarrion. Yeah.
He leads a group of I think they're called the Brotherhood with Arms or Brotherhood without Banners. Because they don't really belong to anybody.
So wait, we have Stark, we have Bruce Banner,
we have the Starks, we have the fucking Baratheons,
are you guys starting
to see Targaryens, we have the fucking.
Here's my fan theory: all the Avengers are descendants of Game of Thrones characters.
Bolton, Barton, they're very similar names.
Barton, Banner, Stark. I mean, come on. It's so obvious.
Dude,
first of all, Banner
Stark instead of Stark.
First of all, Banner's not a last name in Game of Thrones. I was talking about a flag.
Yeah, you idiot.
No, his name's Banner.
You stupid idiot with your stupid shirt.
Nice to meet you. The name's Stark.
Adrian. Quit being a
Your name's Stark?
If you keep speaking, I will eat every chicken in this fucking.
That just sounds like a good idea.
Shut your cunt mouth. I'm going to eat every chicken in here.
I don't have any chicken.
I have a little bit of chicken.
So, Adrian, who's number 5?
No, wait. I wanted to ask one more thing about Arya.
Yes, please do.
Well,
she's awesome.
I have to ask Corey and Doug. So, obviously, we came in here with spoilers. I already know the spoiler, Mike. Sorry, you're about to hear it. What do you guys think of her being one that, does the thing?
I was fine with that.
The final blow.
Yeah, you're okay with her being the one?
Yeah, I mean, she's built up to, like, be trained for it. Like out of all the people there, she's one of the most trained people by the time that rolls around. So
Okay,
it totally
yeah,
made
so-
sense. Yeah.
Makes sense.
There was nobody else in the show that had more of a claim to kill him. Nobody.
Joffrey.
Yeah.
They were all just scared of the man.
Joffrey was long since dead by now.
Mike said
Yeah.
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yeah, but what about Howard
Joffrey
Stark?
was like the fucking, what was it? Who was being married off to? Sansa was being married.
Sansa
off to
and Tyrion were being married.
married off to people, and the people and that family, like the fucking head of that poison and killed Joffrey, and then later on, nobody knew who did it.
Someone poisoned the water.
Water. Yes.
Again.
I know it's not
And-
Woody. But...
And one of my favorite moments from the whole series comes later when they find out, like they know, and Jamie like confronts her and tell. And,
Olenna Tyrell. Yeah,
she's
she's
and
a badass.
oh yeah, she's a badass, and like he thinks she like regrets it, but at the end he's like, "Oh no, I want you to tell Cersei, tell her that it was me."
Nice. Because fuck Jeffrey.
Yeah, nobody like
Joffrey.
He got
Joffrey,
poisoned
how
in the
dare
middle of this party. Like everybody was eating the same food and drinks. Nobody knew what was going on. And
Wait, so how did he get poisoned specifically?
she set it up.
Olenna put it in
okay.
his drink.
Just
Yeah,
in his
But
she
you
was-
drink?
didn't know that at the time.
She was royalty from somewhere else. They
So
were like merged. Yeah,
From
they
the,
were basically.
the Tyrells, yeah.
It was they were doing it. It was all arranged marriages and shit.
Peter Baelish also had a hand in that. Littlefinger was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
part of that.
Of course he was.
He had a lot of hands and things until he had a knife in his throat.
He had all his little fingers all over the place.
Yeah, he did. It's true.
So they didn't pull like a Gus Fring and just poison the whole supply
No.
and make everyone
Nope.
throw up. They just, okay.
Nope, just Joffrey. He fucking died brutally and violently to poison
It's
in
an
the middle of like, a
extremely
party.
brutal poison.
And it was so satisfying.
The only thing I've seen is his face afterwards, and it's fucking gnarly.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and you watch his face become that final face for like 2 minutes. He's
Right.
just sitting there
Nice.
dying.
And Sansa thinks that saved her.
Yeah,
anyway.
no.
No, I'm not gonna.
So,
I'm
Adrian,
not spoiling that.
Let's just
Adrian.
say that after that, she escapes and then is married to Ramsay Bolton.
House
Hey,
Bolton and
Ramsay.
Sansa Stark.
And what a perfect transition, because coming in at number 5 is Ramsay Bolton
Body
Bolton's
count.
brother.
with
Yeah,
an
he's
estimated
killed
kill
What's
of
his-
89.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
It
Yeah.
says
89.
a solid mixture of personal kills and those attributed to him in major battles.
See, unlike Joffrey, he was evil as fuck, but he also wasn't a pussy.
That's another one of the best battles of that show is Battle of the
Yeah.
Bastards between him and
And-
Jon Snow.
He went right up in there, no fucking fear.
Oh, so they had like a Ramsay versus Jon Snow?
They're both
Jon
bastard
Snow's
children.
army versus
Yeah.
Ramsay's army, and they
Oh,
fought.
nice.
They're both bastard children, so like even though they like,
Battle of
weren't
the Bastards.
yeah,
Actually, yeah, Ramsay actually isn't a Bolton. His dad doesn't accept him as a Bolton. He's actually a Snow. His last name is Snow. And Jon
okay.
Snow isn't actually a Snow.
he's a Targaryen.
He's a Targaryen.
But that's
a
But you don't know that until season
yeah,
8.
that's a really you're not
Okay,
supposed
Adrian.
to know he's a Targaryen.
Adrian,
Or the
you
very
feel-
last
are you-
episode of season 7, actually.
Are you feeling like Charlie Day right now?
Wait, why do you say that?
Pepe Sylvia.
Try-
Pepe Sylvan.
Trying to fucking figure everything out.
Oh
yeah,
and
putting it all together.
what's his the Mad King? He was really feeling Charlie Day in that moment.
Can we talk about
after-
Michael Bolton? I've been dying to talk about Michael Bolton. Can we talk about...
Fucking-
Wait, I
what
said
was the
Michael
name?
Bolton.
What was the Mad King? What was his name? Which Targaryen was that?
Aegon.
Aegon. Yeah,
Aragon?
he's the one that snapped and
Aragon.
Aragorn
Fucking-
is a character.
Oh.
yeah. in a different thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that a Lord of the Rings character?
No, it's a separate storyline altogether.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and it was sorry, the Mad King was Ares, not Aegon.
Okay.
Ares is the god of war.
No.
So wait, who was the
Well,
person?
depending on which mythology, yes.
Who was the person that pushed? What's the kid's name? They pushed him out the window.
Bran, that was Jamie Lannister. He
Jaime pushed him.
He climbs the tower and sees Jamie fucking the,
The
shit out of
incest
Cersei.
stuff.
Yeah. And so he just pushed him out. He's like, well, easy
things
fix
I do.
here, and just pushed him out the window.
It was one of the most famous lines in the show. He says, "The things I do for love," and then he pushes him out the window.
And then you get like the whole what is it? 3-eyed raven or 3-eyed?
That's
Yeah.
a whole.
That's
That's
way
that
later.
thing.
That's a whole spiel.
Right.
Red
But-
snake.
And so like this group, these people help him like do this to like become the 3-eyed raven. And once
Yeah.
he becomes it, anything that was Bran Stark was gone.
It's
He's
gone,
like this
yeah.
new being. And so they're like, oh, what about us? It's like, what about you? Like that's all. That's what you were needed for. And it's like, like her brother, like people died. They took
to the
him
point
all the way.
where they end up back in Winterfell at Bran, and they're all happy to see him, and he just doesn't show any emotion because it's not really Bran anymore.
It's not Bran. Yeah, people couldn't understand that wasn't him. He was now the Three-Eyed Raven. He was not Bran, and he's the reason the Mad King was mad.
There is absolutely one thing that pisses me off about season 8,
Okay.
and this is a huge spoiler. So you guys are about to learn. At the very end of the show, Bran is the king.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
There
Tell
were people.
me you didn't want Jon, did you? You weren't one
No,
of those people.
I didn't
All
think
right,
Jon
thank God.
should have done it,
Because
but
Jon got the perfect ending.
I
in
think
my opinion.
Sansa should have been the queen.
Yeah, I can see that. Arya's too damaged mentally.
Arya's definitely not a queen.
She's a fucking assassin.
She would have been the Mad Queen by the end of that.
I think Ramsay should have been king.
He was
No,
dead.
he's dead.
Well, the necromancer can bring him back to life.
No,
No,
she's
he's
dead
dead.
too.
What
Yeah,
about
she's dead, and the other one's dead, and the guy that taught her to do it's dead too.
Yeah.
What about
fuck?
Tyrion?
Tyrion?
Tyrion's not a Stark.
Tyrion took the job as the Hand again at the end, and that was perfect for him.
Oh, a hand. Okay.
With
He's
his,
a great
with his family's
orchestrator.
enemy. Yeah, he
So
he
he
drinks
was
and he
like-
knows things. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great orchestrator. He's very
Yeah,
smart.
He's a strategist.
What about the redheaded bearded dude?
He's a wildling.
A Lannister.
He
couldn't
becomes
be
the king of the wildlings by the end of it.
Well, the Lannisters were the ones that.
They were the ones that fucked everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
They took
And-
the Iron Throne.
Yeah, Tyrion, like him, even like Daenerys was gonna kill him on the spot just for being like
Just for being
the
a Lannister.
brother of their well, because that was like her enemy at that time. But,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
gave him a chance.
Yeah, and then the dragon like melts the fucking Iron Throne, right? After Jon Snow, spoiler, kills somebody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Who does he kill?
Well, okay, so coming in at number 4, someone you guys have already talked about a lot.
Do you
and-
want to know, Mike? Like,
I told you guys I don't care about
Alright.
spoilers.
he basically like swore fealty to Daenerys and everything. Like said, like,
Which is
he gave
Emilia
up his
Clarke.
kingship. Yeah, he gave up his kingship to let her be like basically the ultimate queen of everything, and like gave up his claim to like his throne and basically his people and stuff and everything, and then just like saw her going down a dark path and made the choice to fucking kill her.
She's the lady who can like control the dragons, and he's-
And
He
they
sees her
were
going
in
down
love.
yes, he sees her going
So
down.
she trusted him on top of it.
and she was his aunt.
So he was like, I gave up everything for this. Fuck this bitch.
And then
No.
there's like a dramatic scene where he's like kissing her, so it seems like he chooses her over, but then he actually fucking stabs her in the heart as he's kissing her.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, Jon Snow's just really misunderstood.
He's probably the one good guy in the entire series. And I told you, even that he's like the one good character, and even he's done some backstabby shit.
Yep.
That was his second backstab of the series.
Yeah. Yep.
Was it backstabby though? Like he did something
Yes.
for the good of the world, right?
No, he stabbed her in the stomach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
you're
front
right. You're right.
stab.
That was a
That was
front
a-
stab.
I was going to make that joke, but I didn't
Rookie
actually know
mistake.
how
Rookie
the scene
mistake.
went.
God
Rookie
damn it.
mistake, and you
He
hate
front-
to see it.
He front stabbed her on the ship, and then he front stabbed her in the.
Like Daenerys, like went crazy and
Giggity.
just fucking assaulted this fucking town with all the innocent people still in it. Didn't give them a chance and just fucking burned it to the ground.
Because by the end of it, she learns that people will follow more for fear than anything.
Yeah, her.
She became like the Anakin, like we can control it, we can make
Yeah,
it what we want
exactly,
what we want it to
exactly.
be.
Kind of, yeah, which still seems out of
And,
character.
and
for
then
her, but-
Jon Snow said, "You're going down a path I can't
No,
follow."
he didn't exactly argue it at first, but he just after seeing like the devastation, because this was after the battle. They're like they won, and
Yeah.
they're like basically like embracing and talking like about
So-
how they are almost there, and he just fucking stabs her in the stomach.
Right.
like
And how do you say her name? Daenerys.
Daenerys Targaryen. Yeah,
He was like,
Do-
this isn't what I signed up for.
Now, do you think she do you think
breaker of chains, Dothraki Orgy, fucking.
do you think her
Server
character
of Thrones.
do you think her character change was too sudden? Like, would that have benefited from a longer story?
It
arc?
was kind of a blindside moment in my
It
opinion.
was.
Yeah.
Did that happen in
Uh,
season 8?
Yeah.
She was
Okay.
slowly becoming more of a tyrant,
Yeah.
and her dad was the Mad King, so she had the,
The ultimate
potential to
tyrant,
always
yeah.
snap and be
Which-
a bad person.
Is who Robert Baratheon and Ned Stark fucking led their quest, like to take down, to take it, to like
Well,
fucking stop.
technically, neither of them killed him. Actually, Jaime Lannister killed him and branded him the entire show the Kingslayer.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a badass nickname.
It's not.
Oh,
In that world, being the Kingslayers means you stabbed the king.
It's
in the
shameful.
Back. It's like one of
Yeah.
the worst.
It means shame.
Shame.
Because he was literally the king's right hand man. The guy that was supposed to protect him.
but wouldn't
Yeah.
that make him the king of kings, like Triple H?
He stabbed his own king that he swore to in the back
For a
Sorry,
good reason.
for a good reason.
The king of kings.
And at the end of the day, it was all Bran's fault.
Fucking Bran. Okay, coming in at number 4. You guys have already talked about her a lot. It's a Lannister. And I'm not going to say her name because Cersei?
Cersei, yeah.
Cersei Lannister with estimated kills 300.
Nice.
That's because at one point she blows up the sept.
She
with
set off a
people in it.
fellfire bomb in
She
her
kills a
own
bunch
town.
of people in one hit.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
occurred a notable body count even before the set of Balor exploded. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, it says with that explosion's exact body count unknown, but certainly pushing, if not surpassing, 300.
She's
Her
awesome.
loyalties were to her and
She's-
sort of Jaime.
Right. Which was her brother, but also the one she was fucking?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
back
They
in
both
season 1.
and Tyrion is also their brother, but they Cersei
Jaime
hates
liked
him.
Tyrion.
Cersei hates him for being the one who killed their mom and being a
Right.
monster. Tywin, their father, hated him for killing his wife.
And being
And
a dwarf.
Jaime always had to defend him. He was like his actual big
But he was really hurt when he freed him, and then he went and killed his father.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So-
Right.
Adrian, love doesn't discriminate.
That's right. Well, wait.
Unless you're a dwarf in like the Middle Ages.
So Tyrion found
Yeah.
Tyrion found like the woman he loved in his father's bed, right?
It was a whole.
Yes.
He basically started a what he thought was a relationship with a prostitute, and
Yeah,
then
right.
after his father locked him up and sentenced him to death, and Jaime came and freed him. Was like, get out. But he went and
Right.
paid his father a visit first, found her, and choked the life out of her.
Oh hell
then
yeah!
went and shot him with a crossbow while he's taking a shit.
Joffrey's crossbow, by the way.
Yeah,
Nice.
hell yeah.
Because a few times through the he's misunderstood. Because a few times through the series,
Tyrion's not a bad guy.
No,
actually.
Tyrion pulls the whole I choose trial by duel, right?
Trial
Like, he
by
has someone-
combat.
Trial
Yeah.
by combat. He has someone fight for him.
He has the Mandalorian fight for him.
Dude,
Yeah, but
one
that guy
time-
was so cool.
Oh wait, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he was the Red
Oh,
Viper.
nice.
Yeah, he was such a good character.
So
too.
one
Yeah.
time it goes really well, the other time not so much. Right, the guy fights the mountain.
Sorry, the first trial by combat. Yeah, that.
that
Yeah.
guy.
yeah,
It was going really well
It was
until he got
going
cocky.
well. Right,
Until he got
yeah.
his head popped.
Got
Like
his
his
head-
fucking head.
Literally popped off his
So
head.
he pulled a Gohan, got too cocky for his own britches.
Literally, he was whooping his ass.
The first trial by combat is Braun, and that guy's fucking great.
Oh, Braun
He's-
Strowman, WWE superstar.
Oh my god.
I'm impressed that you can keep linking these to WWE characters. Honestly,
I quit this podcast.
nah, dude. Like this is like impressive shit.
And I haven't watched it for years.
I keep tabs, but yeah, I don't watch
Is
it.
he the guy that says yes, 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 yes?
No, that's
No,
Daniel
that's
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, okay.
Or
Braun
Bryan
Strowman's-
Danielson now.
Braun Strowman's this big old fucker that's like 7 foot with a big beard. And...
All right.
Okay, yeah.
But no,
That's
that
about
guy's
it
name.
for now.
That guy's name is Braun, and he's like a higher goon. Like if you give him money, he'll do whatever.
He's a mercenary.
Nice.
He's a mercenary, and then he eventually becomes like head of the King's Guard, and he really climbs the ranks.
Reteaches Jaime how to fight after his hand.
Yep,
his, like,
him and
sword hand
Jamie
gets
become
chopped
like
off.
best buds.
And even with all the training, I love the fact that he was still just mediocre at best with his
Yeah.
non-dominant hand. They didn't recreate because he was a great swordsman. Like he was really good at combat.
He got his hand
and-
fucking cut off.
Yeah,
They got
because he was
captured
getting a little
by
too
these
cocky.
dudes, and yeah, he got a little too cocky and a little too I'm important. So they chopped his fucking hand off right on the
Fuck
table.
your hand.
Yep, exactly. They
Well, I hope
knew
you're
the
ready to
one.
do-
They knew the one thing that Jaime Lannister loved was the fact that he was a great swordsman with that right hand. So
Yeah.
they fucking took it from
I
him.
hope you're ready to do the stranger for the rest of your life.
Nah,
You're jerking
yeah.
with the lefty.
I think he
After a
knows his
while.
sister just fine.
You're my sister. You're my sister. You think he was doing the Joe Dirt when they were?
Oh my god.
He fucks
Oh my
he
God.
fucks his sister right beside the grave of their child at one point in the show.
Damn,
And
that's
Jamie
fucking
Foxx.
brutal.
Yep.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
And we're not
Foxx
saying
for
Jamie
sure.
Foxx. We're just
Oh,
saying
no.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
No,
Foxx.
he's actually a great character and has like an entire redemption arc, and you like by the end you're angry that you like him so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's the one that lets the people like burn his daughter at the stake?
That is Stannis Baratheon.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's
for that
a real
fucking-
piece of shit.
That's
That
fucked.
chick. Well, I mean, that chick was actually doing like real magic and shit.
Yeah,
but she
the
had him
the red lady.
totally. Yeah, she had him totally convinced it was what needed to be done.
That
like,
was
Right. And Mike,
that was
she was young, right? She was young.
oh, it was fucked up, dude.
She wasn't
She's a
like an
kid, yeah.
18-year-old. She's a kid.
No.
and like
She was a kid.
her caretaker, like the old dude that like was lived with the family. Basically her Alfred was like trying everything he could to fucking like
The
save her.
Onion Knight.
Yeah, he was fucking losing it.
Oh.
I forgot all
Like-
about that fucked up
Like
part.
from Dark Souls 3, Onion Head.
His real
No,
name's Davos.
no.
He's from another whole family, Seaworth. Hey, Pennyworth, Seaworth. I didn't even put that together until you said her Alfred.
Sigworth is a fucking knight. God damn it. And he is based on Winnie the Pooh. Anyway.
All right, coming in at number 2. All these people we've talked about at this point, but I'm going to say her name too again wrong. It's a Targaryen, Daenerys. Right?
Daenerys
Daenerys.
Targaryen. Yeah.
And her
she's,
body
like, the main
count?
chick.
It says
5.
3 to 500, if not higher.
Oh yeah. I mean, she burned an entire.
Yeah.
She got on a dragon, rode a dragon through the sky, burning an entire city to the ground.
She fucks.
Which is crazy when you see Amelia Clark in interviews and she's like the sweetest person ever. Like,
By the way, Daenerys
Her character
does
started
fuck.
out that way too.
Daenerys
Oh,
does.
did
Oh
she?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. She's a badass bitch queen. She ain't no fucking.
She takes
Can't
lovers
involve
and
her.
makes them leave. She fucks whoever she wants.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, she's a badass.
Like, I mean, well, she was basically sold off to like this war chief, Dothraki war chief.
Dothrakis.
Yeah,
That's Jason
and-
Momoa. He's the cop,
But he treated her
the leader.
fucking amazingly, and like really, their entire community like respected like her status and stuff. And then
Right.
when he died, she basically got burned alive, but didn't get hurt because it cracked. That's how her dragon egg hatched because she spent the night with it in fire, basically.
Right.
And like after that, all the Dothraki warriors just like, all right, you're our fucking queen now.
You are
You're
our
following
queen.
the ends of the earth.
Can she control dragons?
It's
Her
not.
dragons.
It's not controlling dragon. It's you're kind of one with a dragon when you're a Targaryen.
They understand each other.
They understand
Okay.
each other. They
Yeah.
can just
Yeah,
feel your
it's a
emotion.
kinship. It's not like, yeah, she's not in charge.
Yeah. One of the big
Do you
things
feel in
that gave
charge?
you one of the big things that gave you maybe an inkling that Jon Snow wasn't who he was is he walks up to a dragon at one point and Daenerys almost stops him, but he walks up and touches the dragon and the dragon doesn't, like, it just
Oh.
leans into it.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's like, what the fuck?
So
Yeah.
He's letting him
Targaryen.
pet her. Yeah. And
It
then
blew
she
her
still
mind.
fucks him.
Yeah.
Well, it's Jon Snow. He's hot.
Yeah,
She's
that's true.
he's like half a foot shorter than her too. It's hilarious.
Jon
Kit
Snow
Harington's
fucks.
Kit Harington's like
Jon Snow
5'5".
fucks. Yeah.
It's just so funny. He's like this major character, and all the women in the show are like huge people
Right.
except Daenerys.
Yeah, Mike.
So he's just so much smaller than.
Mike, from what I gather, dragons aren't nearly as common in the show as I thought they were before.
No.
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 How many dragons are in the show?
3.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and they're hers. All three are hers.
All 3 are hers. One of them
Well-
eventually dies and the Night King wakes it
and then
back up.
he resurrects it as a
So it
zombie.
becomes
beside
So-
his. But
So that whole
Yeah.
joke, that everybody was spreading around when
Watch your
this
dragon
show ended.
show.
Yeah,
It said, "Sorry, your dragon show ended stupidly."
it's almost like they never watched it.
No fucking yeah. Just to give Mike and
Really?
just to give Mike and myself an idea of her character descent, Daenerys, it said it's if you pause and physically count the number of deaths as they happen, she only has about 77 on-screen kills before season 7.
Oh
And
my
she
god!
ends up with over 500.
And that was her doing good things. Like she was
Right.
basically like freeing fucking entire civilizations and conquering like
So
the
she-
land as
She
went. And
frees
freeing-
slaves everywhere.
She frees all the slaves, kills the masters, lets them make their decisions.
So even
They
without
crucified
the
a lot of people, but
even without the last 2 seasons, she would be at number 6 ahead of Arya.
yeah, she led her army. She didn't just sit back. She got on a dragon and
She
led
took
that
over. She
fucking
took over
thing.
the entire army of the Unsullied, who were basically these kids who got taken from their families,
castrated,
and then trained, so they never wanted anything but to fight for who they
Yeah.
were trained to not feel pain. Like the one guy, when she wants to buy all the Unsullied, she's pretending she wants to buy them. She's actually going to free them. But to prove how tough they are to Daenerys, he walks up to one of them and cuts his nipple off, and the dude
shit.
doesn't even flinch.
Damn.
Yeah, not allowed to flinch.
Yeah,
Right.
How cool would it be to ride a dragon?
I don't know. It's never actually looked fun.
It
to
would
me.
probably be terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying,
like-
and it would probably hurt a lot.
The most uncomfortable seat. You better hold on because you're fucking nothing's keeping you on it. That
I'd
thing.
ra-
Put a saddle on that thing.
I'd rather ride.
Well, they do put saddles on them, but
I have a horrible fear of heights.
Wait, so have you never rode a horse?
No, what's that have?
you know what, Mike? Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Wait, Doug said he's afraid of heights, and Mike said, "Have you never ridden a horse?"
Horses are tall.
Yeah, you're like 5 feet off the ground. Doug's like, "Oh my god, this is terrifying."
I've never wanted to ride a horse because
So, Doug,
why the
you've
fuck
never
would I
rode
want to?
you've never rode a horse out of the back of an airplane before?
No.
what was with the Scooby Doo sound effect?
There's supposed to be a horse.
That's the sound a horse makes when it jumps out of an airplane.
Yeah. Many people don't know this, but when a horse jumps out of an airplane, it sounds exactly like Scooby Doo.
Scoob, that's not the sound.
So basically, what you guys are trying to say is Daenerys ain't no hollaback girl.
No,
No.
She's a girl of
badass
action.
no. And
bitch.
for a while, she does keep a lover. His name's Dario Naharis. He's a great character in the show too. Her right hand man is Jorah Mormont for most of the show, and Jorah is like this. The first thing he does is he was sent there to try and get her killed because the king found out she was trying to come over to kill him to take the Iron Throne.
Yeah, that was the dude that was pissed that dude killed his daughter.
Yeah, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is why
okay,
he was willing to switch sides.
Well,
Yeah,
a lot of people call
but-
him Jorah the Explorer, right?
Exactly.
They should.
They said Daenerys, no Daenerysing. Daenerys, no Daenerysing. But no, she.
Daenerys?
Jorah's mask?
But anyway,
Daenerys.
can you guys say Jorah Mormont?
Jorah Mama.
Do you think she killed him with the crossbow?
Or the dragon?
The dragon, or a vicious beating from her.
We
army of
did
slaves.
it.
Mike will appreciate this. The first 3 episodes Dario Naharis is in, he's played by the guy who plays Ajax in Deadpool.
Oh, nice.
But then he went on to do the remake of Transporter, which was a huge success.
Oh God.
So they recast that guy, and actually the guy they got the second time, don't remember his name now, it's escaping me, but he's very good. So
I don't even remember it being a different person at first.
Yeah, the
Like,
first 3 episodes it was
Ed Screen needs to be shot.
whoever they replaced him with was damn good because
He was
I
very
forgot
good.
he wasn't it the whole time.
I will go ahead and send it to our Discord.
Daenerys had this incredibly experienced like war veteran who's in this world where everybody dies at like 20. He's like 65 and still can fight, so he knows his shit. Then she had fucking a Lannister who was like raised and studied and understands strategy, like fucking helping her make her decisions on like for strategic purposes. She was just then she had 3 dragons, like 4 armies that she collected as she went.
Wow.
She was yeah.
He looks way more rugged with the second guy.
Yeah. They made him more of a warrior. That guy also is a mercenary.
The first guy, Ed Screen, just looks like a pansy.
Just looks like a pansy.
Is that his name? Ed Screen?
I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but it's Ed something.
Okay.
It sound
Ed
yes.
Sullivan.
It's Screen,
I
yeah.
forgot about this.
No,
yeah, I
that's
was wrong.
Ed-
This
that's
is
Ed
not the guy
Sheeran.
that was mad about I was thinking about the old dude that ends up starting to work for her.
No, that's Jorah Mormont.
Yeah. Okay. I was just okay. Who the fuck
Oh
is this guy?
no! You're talking about the guy who's mad that Stannis killed his daughter.
Yeah,
that's Davos Seaworth,
and he left
the Onion.
Mike and I literally do need like a chart behind us of like the Pepe Silvio, everything pointing to. Okay, so
dude, I before this episode tonight, I got on and was just doing a little digging, and when I saw like all the names, I was like, I forgot how many people I forgot.
I've as far as criticism for the show, I've never heard people quit the show because it's not good. I've heard people quit either because, like Doug said, the beginning is way too much sex and stuff.
Yeah,
or B, there's just way too many characters to know.
I mean, don't worry, most of them don't last.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, remember somebody told me don't get attached.
Don't get attached.
You don't have to really remember them.
I'm just saying, in defense of the show, those are the only criticisms.
Like Jason Momoa's only in it for a couple episodes, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't make it out of the first season.
Yeah. He's in it long enough to teach Daenerys how to not be a preppy little fucking.
He goes out such a bitchy way. He just gets like cut and it gets infected.
Yep.
Exactly. He's like, oh, that's Aquaman. How dare you?
That kind of shit
happened all the time.
And it's really annoying because they're like certain characters that you like, they build up and then they just kill them in an unglorious way like that. And you're like, God damn it. They just remind you, it's like, this is how the world works.
You got an infected cut.
So did he like get his head cut off? No, he got a little scrape and he died.
He got gangrene.
You've died of dysentery.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part for him is it was a guy threatening him and he walked towards him and the dude was holding his sword out. And he just walked up and put it on his skin and let him cut him a little.
Oh, like to be a badass?
Just to prove he was a badass. And that's what ended up killing him.
Got infected.
And he died.
So, in fact, he was not a badass.
He was not a badass. He was until he wasn't.
Got it.
But he prepped Daenerys to be Khaleesi and be a real badass. So.
But he was in it long enough for women to fawn over him.
He gave Viserys Targaryen his fucking golden crown, brother.
Yeah,
he melted gold and poured it over his head.
Oh yeah, I did.
There was
I
this
did see
extremely
that. Daenerys
arrogant,
has a brother who's a piece of shit.
Viserys was an extremely arrogant prick, piece of shit, and Khal Drago just got sick of his shit and finally gave him his golden crown.
Like he was marrying his sister off to them just for power or whatever, and she was like, "I really don't want to go with him," and he's like, "I don't give a fuck what you want or what he's gonna do to you. You're gonna marry him." And
he even says first episode, "You'll fuck his entire horde if that's what it takes to get me my throne."
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck, but they didn't realize that the Dothraki people respect their queen a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So what you're saying is he fucked up.
Oh, Viserys fucked up many times.
Dude, he melted gold down and poured it over his head.
That's fucked.
That's how he killed him. He gave him his golden crown.
What we're trying to say is Jason
he wanted a golden crown. He gave it to him. Yeah.
And Daenerys just smiled. Daenerys just smiled while he was doing it.
And when she saw that, that's when she realized everything was gonna be okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get through number 2 and 1, and then you guys can ask some questions or whatever you had planned.
You already said 2.
Okay, so no, I didn't. Number 3 was Daenerys.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think the top 2 are pretty obvious. Number 2 is Mr. Jon Snow himself. Estimated kills over 1,000. That's including the Winterfell and.
Yeah, I guess he did something. He had some maneuvers.
They said he was. What did it say? Jon Snow, it said he's another body count with fuzzy number math, but before the battle with the Night King, he had racked up 118 on-camera deaths. And then the battle of... Yeah,
he only died once.
It says deaths. I don't know why.
I know. He only has one on-camera death. It's
Where are you reading this off of?
For the watch.
For the watch.
No, fandom.com is... like I said at the beginning, fandom.com is the source, so if anybody has an issue with this list...
These numbers sound pretty fair.
This is a pretty solid website.
Yeah. This isn't like modern day where you can like throw a bomb at a city and kill 35,000 people.
Right.
It's over 1,000.
Okay, so their justification is the war with the Night King, where the ice sheets break, start falling into the water at an alarming rate, means it's impossible to know exactly how many hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths or second deaths are concerned. The last Targaryen prince is responsible for.
No. I'm not counting those because they were all one person.
Oh, right. So 119 then.
Maybe people disagree with that stance.
That's what I want to know. I want to know, listeners. Like, what do you get? Do you guys think he should get over 1,000? Or
was the Nightwing a hive mind Legion-esque single entity, or was it multiple different things?
By Doug's logic, he should be at number 5 ahead of Ramsey Bolton at 119, approximately.
Nobody's ahead of Ramsey.
Well, several people are.
And then number 1, you guys can probably guess what we've already talked about.
Oh.
Technically, the Night King.
He's the only one that didn't kill things that were actually dead.
Estimated kills over 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that is over 9,000.
It's over 9,000.
The terror of the fucking Night King was that every single person he killed was a soldier he just gained. Like, they even take out one of the dragons, and he stands it back up and then gets on it and takes out the ice wall with it.
Right.
Like,
fuck.
Oh yeah, like, he is a monster. Like, that was the one disappointing aspect to me with how he died, was it just seemed too easy for how
much he was built up.
He was more than built up, man.
He's my favorite.
He had
character.
it. Like, he showed off the power. Like, it was crazy to me that he just got popped.
Right.
But everybody in that show just gets popped.
That's my favorite character.
I had to remember.
So in a way, it's kind of fitting, huh?
Yeah, and it's not like the build-up was really good, because you got to see like some of these White Walkers a couple of times where they just barely escaped, and it was just what season was it when they were escaping on boats from fighting them on that land, and they're just watching, and then you just see everybody that was dead stand up on the shoreline. He
raises his fucking hand.
And all the dead people just got up. It was fucking amazing.
Battle of...
God, I got chills just thinking about that scene. Oh.
Corey almost said Battle of Helm's Deep.
No, it's actually close to that.
Oh, okay.
Battle of the Lunch Pot. Last boiled.
Massacre at Hardhome.
Okay.
Massacre of Hardhome.
But it was just like this fucking tiny village.
It was just this little village. The White Walkers got through the gate and killed a bunch of people. They finally got away on the boats, and Jon Snow looks back, and that's when you realize the Night King has immeasurable resources, because he just lifts his hands, and everybody that just died on their side rises up and then looks out, like, because now he's on the night side.
So the Night King literally kills people just so he can bring them back up, and like they're on
as he goes,
and they'll be his
the army.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The dead he's amazing, and
he's like, raise my bitches.
And so he's pretty much Shang Tsung.
Yeah, but they're like special ones that are stronger than the basic ones, and they can't be hurt by like anything except a very and we find out that Jon has like this fucking special sword made of like this special thing called Valerian steel, because he kills one, and everyone's like, nobody, you can't kill them, nothing hurts them.
They're unkillable.
And he shatters it, so everyone's like, wait, you killed a white, that's impossible.
Wait, and at any point did the Night King drop your soul is mine? He doesn't does the Night King even talk? Yeah,
I don't think he
does. He say a word?
Doesn't say one word.
No.
Trash?
Best character ever.
What if they just had Night King at the end? Trash?
Corey, you'll have to correct me here, but I don't know why I think this, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't he always going to return and come back eventually? Isn't that like his thing? He'll come back eventually and come marching back from the north?
No, because he's created by the children of the forest.
Oh, okay.
Because they think all humans are evil. They're these little fairy-like creatures. They look like kids, but they're hundreds of years old.
Wait, are these the kids?
He was like, shut up. You're going to make a joke. Shut up.
Are these the kids in Stairway to Heaven that will echo with laughter?
For the love of God.
No, they're the ones from Peter Pan.
They take this guy who was like a leader of a group that was trying to kill the children of the forest. They cast a spell on him and then stab him in the heart with dragon glass to make him the Night King.
Which is what kills him.
Which kills him as a human, makes him the Night King, because they want him to help kill all the humans. But then the White Walkers turn on the children of the forest. So now the children of the forest also want them dead.
They thought they brought a fucking rattlesnake to deal with a problem, and then realized they needed some mongooses now.
Okay, so with the death of the Night King, who did it first, The Last Jedi or Game of Thrones, where they drop the weapon and then take it with their other hand? And
Winter Soldier did it first.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
And whatever they got it from,
And probably it was probably something 2 decades before that.
Something Rambo or something.
Some like samurai sword or some shit.
And you re-explaining that actually reminds me why I'm not upset that he got like one tapped, because it was the same dragon glass dagger that gave him life that took it. Okay.
All right. Now is where I'm going to start the segment of the show called "Did Adrian and Mike Learn Anything?"
You got hit with a lot of info, and you did actually seem like you were paying attention.
I would like to say I was contributing a lot during this conversation. I learned a lot from my recap I watched.
Yeah, Adrian cheated.
I cheated. I've pretty much seen the show. Okay.
Mike, what's Ramsey's last name?
Bolton. He's related.
What is
to
it?
Michael.
What is it actually?
Oh shit! He's
Oh,
He's a snow.
Yeah.
Damn, he was listening. All right.
Okay, I'm going to start you guys off with a softball. Who said the things I do for love?
That's Jamie.
the guy that
No,
pushed the
shit.
kid out the window.
Things I do
Jamie
for love.
Lannister.
Jamie
Yeah,
Lannister.
sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And he pushes that stupid kid right out.
Hey, you're talking about the king. Wait, God damn it, Corey! I thought you were going to give us multiple choice.
Oh, I can't
He
give
could.
you.
Huh?
Listen.
Just throw out names that we didn't even mention or something.
Archibald.
I might not even know the difference. I'd be like, they definitely said this name.
Who said, "Tell Cersei, I want her to know it was me"? Was it?
Okay, there we go. Was it Triple
I'm
H?
waiting for Mike to stop talking.
What, I was just saying, wasn't it Arya?
No.
I'm waiting for
No.
Doug.
Damn.
I'm waiting for Mike to stop talking.
Okay.
There's plenty of other names.
I know it's the person that wants them to know they poisoned Joffrey, but I don't remember the name.
Was it Marjorie Tyrell? Was it Stannis Baratheon? Or was it Olenna Tyrell?
You gave us 2 Tyrells. Is that a?
It was the first Tyrell.
It was the first Tyrell.
Marjorie Tyrell?
Did you already
Yeah.
forget?
We didn't talk about her very long.
Okay, so what was the Tyrells?
Marjorie Tyrell and Olenna Tyrell.
I'm going to go with the second Tyrell.
Adrian is right.
Yeah. Because
Damn it.
Marjorie Tyrell was Natalie Dormer, and I was obsessed with her during that
Me
show.
too.
Oh, she
Me
was so
too.
fucking hot in that show.
Who
Wait,
says
Okay,
winter
go
is
ahead.
coming?
Jon Snow.
No, I'm gonna
Doesn't say.
I'm gonna say Ned Stark.
Ned Stark.
Ned Stark is the first one to say it, but every single
Right.
character in the show has said it at some
Oh,
point.
really?
Yeah, it's literally like
That's
everybody.
A trick question.
Do I
Yeah, it's
get a
funny as
bonus
fuck.
point for the first one that said it?
Yes, Ned is the first one
No.
to say it.
Good call, though. Good call. You're thinking.
Fuck you, teacher's pet.
I only said that because of literally all the memes. Ned
Yeah, I know.
Stark is
That
the
one's
one
easy.
in the meme.
Do you know who says "You know nothing, Jon Snow"?
Yes, it's that redheaded girl that he loves, and she's going to kill him later in the show, but she hesitates, and someone kills her. And,
I don't expect you to remember her name. I only saw
I was impressed. It's also his wife in real life.
It's his wife in real life. Yes.
Right, the girl
Oh,
from
yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Her name in the show is called Your Grit.
Okay, I would
Yeah.
come up with
You
that.
grit. You grit.
You grit?
All the wildlings have like Nordic names. Like that's why. Like she
I
was
like
it. I can't remember the fucking leader's name.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Okay,
God, John.
She
does
loves
them,
she
dude.
loves saying that.
who says fear cuts deeper than swords? Was it Sansa Stark,
Freddie
Ramsay
Krueger.
Bolton, Theon Greyjoy, or Arya Stark?
Oh,
Sounds like
fuck.
something Theon Greyjoy would say.
Sounds like a classic Theon Greyjoy. Wait.
I do want to throw out there real quick that we never talked about this, but in the first season, Theon goes back to the Iron Islands and he inadvertently fingers his sister. He doesn't know it's her, and she lets him
What
do
the
it.
fuck is happening in
She
this
lets
show?
him do it.
Also, John had older brother who was actually like a fucking master fucking
Yeah, swordsman.
This-
not just master swordsman. He was like basically a fucking like natural master general strategist, and he was totally fucking sweeping across the landscape, kicking ass until dude killed his daughter.
This show.
It
More
did
like-
actually.
More like he's a master fucking baiter. What's up?
Corey, even if these guys never watch the show and don't care, we'll do our own 2-man episodes on every season of the show.
Oh yeah, I'm doing it. I don't care.
Talking about it reminded me how much I love it.
It's not that hard to get them to watch one season at a time. They don't have to binge the whole show.
Yeah, they are hour-longers, but it's not like there's 20 episodes a season or anything.
No, there's like 10 at the most. But who says that?
Mike's face says it all. He's like, okay.
You know how hard it was for you guys to get me to watch Futurama?
What were the choices?
What were the choices?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Theon was one of them.
They were
he's the one who said it.
Sansa Stark, Theon Greyjoy,
Yeah, him.
Ramsay Bolton, and Arya Stark.
What was the quote?
Fear cuts deeper than swords.
I feel like it's not something Arya would say, which probably means it is her. The first one.
So you say Sansa.
Yeah, sure.
Mike?
He said
That's
Grey-
it's a classic Greyjoy line.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
right.
thought it was Theon.
That was Arya Stark.
fuck, it was Arya. I'm like, she
Yeah.
wouldn't say something like that.
No, that's definitely something she would
This
say.
character that I know nothing about.
She's a fucking little edgelord who kills a lot
Did you
of
say
people.
she's an edgelord?
She is a little edgelord, dude.
I'm not going to give you multiple choice for this one because we've mentioned him a few times, but
Jon Snow.
who gave the speech that Doug started this episode with?
Nice.
There's Littlefinger.
Littlefinger, yeah.
Okay,
They
remember that.
really were listening.
I don't remember his real name, but it's Littlefinger.
And
Littlefinger's good.
for the last one, well, actually, I'm going to give you two more. Nothing fucks you harder than time.
That's got to be Ramsay.
Nothing fucks you harder than time. Michael J. Fox's mom on Back to the Future.
Did we even mention this guy? Did we even
Yes.
mention him?
Yes.
Oh, we did? Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucked up.
Michael J. Fox's mom, Back to the Future.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
Mike, do
Biff.
you even have an answer?
Barry Allen.
Of course, it was the Flash. That was Sir Davos, the Onion Knight.
I
That was the
can't
onion,
lie. That's a good answer, Mike. Just wrong show.
Right? Buzz Lightyear. I panicked.
And
Well, that's true too.
and the last one I'm going to give you is, if you don't shut your cunt mouth, I'm going to eat every chicken in this place.
That's
Hound.
the fuck. Yeah, it's the Hound.
Yeah, there it is. Adrian got 3 points and Mike got 1.
Yay! I mean, I'm the ultimate Game of Thrones person.
I don't even know if that's
everything.
true. I didn't count. So.
I think
The points are made up that they don't matter.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah,
to Culture Shock, the
this is long.
podcast where the points are made up and the
just-
whatever. Fuck.
for fun, I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna link a
I think it's the
picture
scores
of.
don't matter.
There it
Just for
is.
fun, I'm gonna link a picture of Daenerys from season 1 and Daenerys from season 8. See how much she changed.
And that is Amelia Clark.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got this. This is season 1. I just got sold to a Dothraki warlord.
That face when you just got sold to a Dothraki warlord.
All right then.
And this is.
Wow, she looks young there.
Oh yeah, I mean she was the show ran
well,
for
right.
years.
She in the books she was 13 years old when she was sold. By the way.
Just
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
they aged everybody up.
They
a lot
aged
in the show, so
everybody
it
up.
wasn't weird.
so you know, for the season 8 one, Doug said, "What's a good one?" He's going through his spank bank right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to find one where. He's trying to find one where her boobs aren't out.
Right. Hey, she looks like a badass in season 8.
Oh yeah, she changes totally. Like she becomes she's literally like on a warpath taking over the earth. basically.
Very nice.
A lot of them have that same trajectory. Like Sansa Stark starts as a like a little girl who just, I want to be married and I want
and had
flowers,
a lot of
and
horrible
she
experiences.
had a lot of horrible things happen to her through the whole show, and she becomes kind of a badass. Arya was always like a head in the clouds kid who just wanted to learn what the boys knew, and ended
was
up
a
being
tomboy.
like a fucking assassin. There were a lot of people that had that kind of trajectory.
Wait, were they ever back? Were they ever back in town?
Yeah.
The boys.
Boys are
No,
back in town.
I literally mentioned 3 girls there, Adrian.
Oh,
So you
He
should have
said
said
something about-
girls.
Girls are back
You should have
in
said
town.
girls just want to have fun.
no, there's something about boys. Like she just liked boys.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, tell us why the Red Wedding is one of the best episodes of television, and then we'll probably wrap. Or however you guys want to do the little mini Red Wedding.
Briefly
Maybe
do
we
like
just
a thing on
don't.
Red Wedding. Or
Maybe
you know
we
what?
just let you guys experience that if you actually
You know what?
want
I
to.
actually like that. If it's supposed to, I don't. Want
Mike
that
just
to be
wants.
ruined for
Mike
me.
just wants to wrap up.
No. I actually agree because I don't.
Mike's
want
like,
it to
I
be
like that.
ruined
Don't say another fucking word.
Let's end this fucking episode.
if that's supposed to be one of the best,
I can't believe I just sat here for 3 hours. Fuck all you people.
if that's supposed to be one of the best episodes in television history, I don't know if I want that ruined for me.
It is.
It's a major. It's
up
one
there.
of the most impactful moments that changes the trajectory of the whole series.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will definitely be looking forward to it when I watch, though.
They actually just sit down and have a tea party. Nobody saw it coming.
Boston.
The red
They're
is
like
that everybody ate their steak medium rare.
Right. They're like, this is a lovely wedding.
It's a nice night for a.
I love it when Dothrakis and Lannisters and Starks can get together and just have a humdinger of a time.
You
Wow,
forgot the
none of
Boltons.
that was accurate.
Amazing. Not one word you said was true.
Oh, hey, thanks, Luke.
That wasn't Luke. Anyway.
Yes, it was.
I
Pretty
had to
sure
get
that
it in
was
there.
Luke Skywalker.
Also, Sam Raimi, John Favreau.
Could you mix me up another gin and tonic or two? Cloud City's pretty far away.
That was a cheap shot. I do love that line.
We got Death Stars. We got Death Stars.
Anyway,
All
we're
right.
starting
All
the
right,
beer.
yeah.
So
This was slightly about Game of Thrones. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
the second half, it was more Game of Thronesy.
I
And
honestly.
Look forward to Corey and Doug's 2-man episodes on the seasons.
I would honestly say that this was more Game of Thrones than the Toy Story episode
was Toy Story.
I don't know.
Depending on when you guys do the seasons, I may join you.
Yeah, let me know when you plan on doing them. Like,
It'll-
give me like a
I'm
month in advance, and then
I'm
I'll,
sure it'll
I'll
be a
watch
while
'em.
because we still got to finish Breaking Bad. And
Yeah,
All right,
right.
give me like 2 weeks in advance.
Well, let's wrap this episode up before we worry about that.
yeah,
But if you guys want to hear nothing about Game of Thrones, you can check out my YouTube channel, Baker Reviews, where I don't think I've talked about a single episode of television yet. But I will.
You really should.
wow,
you
really haven't talked about television.
I haven't
at
talked
all.
about anything television.
How was Breaking Bad not your first video?
I wanted to do a video with Better Call Saul ending, but I just haven't
What
done
I don't
shit.
understand is you love TV, but you hate movies. Why do you keep doing movies?
Because it's so much fun to do things that you hate.
Oh, and just sorry to interrupt, but I've had to say this because it's been bothering me. You constantly refer to yourselves as casual movie watchers, and I'm like sitting here. I'm by far the most casual out of all of us, and I'm nowhere near a casual watcher. So it's like, you guys gotta shut the fuck up.
I'm a casual gamer. But if you guys want to
That's
see,
accurate.
That would be like me saying that, yeah.
right.
That's
But
how
if
I
you
feel.
guys want to, check out movie reviews, rankings, tier list, occasional video game rankings, I will talk about television eventually. Maybe even Game of Thrones down the line. You can
Might
check
even
all
put
that
out a video again.
Maybe one of these days. I have one video recorded and in the editing bay. I have 3 scripts written out, so I'm trying to get back to it. I'm really trying. Work's
His
fucking
last-
kicking my ass.
His last video hasn't been a
And-
month yet.
And
It
Adrian,
hasn't
where's
been
that
a
at?
month. You can find that on youtube.com/Baker Reviews. I already showed these guys a little spoiler, which our listeners can't see, but it's coming.
Oh boy.
Check me out at Baker Reviews.
That's what Andy's mom said.
The buzz will be all around town.
Both of you, nicely done.
You guys are
Corey?
giving me a Woody. Seriously.
Thank you. Nicely done, gentlemen.
T-Rex. I don't know.
I don't know.
Buzz. Slinky dog.
Slinky dog.
What do you think came first, the Slinky or the Slinky dog?
Oh, fuck. I
Well,
would think the
definitely-
Slinky. I think the Slinky technology came, and then they put that in a dog.
See, no, I think it's the other way around. I think they did the dog and realized this toy sucks, but the part inside's okay.
Buzz.
But anyway, Corey, where can these lovely listeners that might be angry that we
That's-
like season
that's
8?
That's cute that you still think we have listeners on this episode. But for those of you who are still listening, we're on Facebook at Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. On Twitter, where I do most of my work, it's CS Podcast 21. Also, if you could go and download our episodes and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a nice 5-star review. That really helps us out. We really appreciate it. And, have
Also,
a good day, gentlemen.
Assault all of
Ladies.
your friends and family with our podcast and spread the word. Thank you.
We're
Shove it
trying
in
to
people's
get
faces,
paid.
Tell your friends about us.
And your cats and your kids, and make them tell kids at school. And
Wait, why would you tell your
Fucking
cat?
7-year-olds like, hey, listen to Culture Shock. We're like, watch Game of Thrones. That show's fucking awesome.
a download is a download.
That's right.
These kids are like, yeah, they go listen to it. The first word they hear is "cunt."
As Real Big Fish once said, sell out with me tonight.
Hell yeah.
That brings
Corey?
Mike's counter of that word 1.
Well, that's pretty much going to do it from all of us here at Culture Shocked. Thanks for listening, cunts.